Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, the chat is. It looked like a few people's in here already. I'm saying good morning on a Tuesday. Beautiful, sunny. It's just a beautiful morning in the Bronx, New York. It's 57 degrees out. It is October 11th. It is 10:01, approximately a 10:01. Shout out to the people already in the chat. I hope everyone is having a great, beautiful day. This is the start to Troublemaking Tuesdays where we tune in, we rehash all the things that, that's been going on in the YouTube streets. Um, I'm happy to be here. I wasn't here yesterday, so I decided, well, I had to come Tuesday because I scheduled days for Monday and Friday. And I'm here and I'm happy that you are here with me. Let's shout out to the replay gang. You have the best seat in the house. Of course, the bush watchers. If you fall out and land on your feet. Or if you're going to land on your back so you can still see what's going on. And of course, the podcast listeners. Those are the ones that give me a like and they still to conceal their identity just to let me know that they was here. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the people that's near and afar that has tuned in with me just to hear a different perspective. You are all appreciated. I feel good when you come in here. So let's just get started with the roll call. Hey, Original Lou. Good morning. Hi, Queen V. Hi, Jacqueline. Good morning, Bronx and Chad. Hi, Latanya. Hi, Yolanda. Hi, Sharon. Hi, April. Good morning. Good morning, Zaltana. Good morning, Coco Love, the Taurus who's married to a Leo. Queen Mary Kent. Hi, Vicky Lester. How are you? Demi Spiritual is in the house. Hi, it's always nice to see you. Miss YouTube on fire. Yes, brave hearts, the bold, the beautiful, the cool, the confident, the sexy, and the intelligent. I haven't been reciting that in a while, but when I see it in the chat, it just reassures me that it's still going. Alter ego, I just narrowed it down to sharp, keen, and observant. That's what an alter ego is. So we combine the two. To be said, the two most majestic creatures next to the creator is the lion and the eagle. So we have combined that in this platform. This is why I designed this platform around critical thinking and just people that want to be honored as intelligent people, so to speak. Okay. Kay is in the building. A Leo girl is in the building. She is a true Leo. Shout out to Leo girl. Hey Tater, how you doing? She throwing up the ladybugs. I always am. I feel like when people come in here and throw up where they represent or who they follow or who is near and dear to their heart, it makes me feel like this is a neutral platform. You have made it known that this is a neutral platform when you come in here and throw up your emojis and what represent the people that you follow and subscribe to. I appreciate that. Hey Keyshawn. Hey Faye Kelly. I'm sorry. Hey Keyshawn, Faye Kelly. Yes, good morning, Elaine. How are you? It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. I know the last time you said you had surgery. I hope you had a full and speedy recovery. Your presence here is felt and it's always welcome and appreciated. Sharon. Did I get everyone? Candace is my mod. Okay. You know her as Candace. She has her own channel. Um, Candace don't like when people get her name mixed up, but we do it just to, poke at her. So if you haven't gone and check out her page yet, check out Convos with Candace. She bring a real, raw, different perspective with a little sweetness in it, sweet and tart. Sweet and sour. That's how she do. Hi, Lasania, Dion, Candace Jones. Good, Miss Candace Jones. Good morning. Good morning, beautiful people. Sandra. I don't want to miss no one. Sandra. Yes, all is well is with me and my family. Thank you for, just voicing your concern, and we all good. Zachary had a little cough during the last couple of days. I kept him home, but he's on the bus on his way to school. It was my other son. Excuse me. You already know who he is, Alan. he'd be like, yo, Ma, I'll be coming in and listening to your live. Why do you always shouting people out? He don't know yet. He's still learning. You know, you have to greet your audience, make them feel special, and let them know that you see them and they are appreciated. So let me see. I'm at 5 minutes. Maybe I could narrow it down to like about a minute or two, but that's not going to happen. You know, we welcome our guests and familiar faces and subscribers, excuse me, and supporters here with open arms. This is an open panel, open discussion, excuse me, no discrimination, no prejudice. I say that, but then I become prejudiced and I discriminate. But that's okay because it's not malicious and it's not meant to intend or to harm anyone. No one is off limits today. I've been looking around YouTube. I've been listening to this person. I've been listening to that person. I have something to say. We have something to say. And this live on Tuesday, we will be doing our own personal case study. It's free of charge. I am not here to diagnose anyone. I have never treated anyone that I'm about to speak of. So when we say case study, we definitely have to be careful how we approach that word and how we, you know, uh, 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 use that word because it could come back and backfire. I'm not a doctor. I don't have a degree. I'm just giving, I'm just speculating around the topics, around excuse me, around the issues. So that's what we do here in Bronx Girl Chat. And if that's what you want to do every time you come in here, you're safe. I got the lion in the window and the elephant facing the door. So let's get it. Without further ado, welcome to Bronx Girl. So listen, and I'm gonna get to the comments. Hey Cassandra. So you know, Candace is my mod, and Candace, you know. So the purpose of the mod is if I can't get to the questions, I'm looking at the chat. If I can't get to the questions, then there go Candace. She'll answer whatever she can, and I'm gonna try to start starring some of the comments so I could come back and I won't lose my place. So of course, you know, we're gonna get started about what's going on, and this is an ongoing subject, an ongoing topic when it comes to Rise and the Christmas Fund. I decided to take down some notes. I wrote down some notes. So if you hear me writing, that just means that I'm just looking at the notes because I don't want to overspeak. I don't want to underspeak. I want it to be in a tone where everyone can agree to disagree. We hear, I know sometimes people may think, oh, you can't disagree with me. Yes, you can. That's what the platform is for you to disagree, agree, or whatever you choose to do. But I just feel like we should keep it respectful for the people that I'm about to speak about. Even if I don't like them or like them, you still can respect someone. That's not fake. Okay. I just feel like you still can, even if you don't like a person, you still can respect them and be nice to them. That's not fake. That's called being cordial. That's called having excuse me, having common sense, having a different type of mentality. So let's go. Roz did a live yesterday. Let's jump into it because we already know Roz is top billing. Roz is the big dog. A lot of people don't want to recognize that, but she is. So if you type in Roz's name on YouTube and add her, you will see that it's about 150 channels that got her name in their title. That means something to most. And if not, it matters to a lot. So that's why she is the topic of discussion. Yeah, just give me a second. I need to turn off this light. I got this bright light in my face. I got some black tea. Black tea is good for you. Hold on for a second. Let me see if I can see better. All right, that's much better. I had to ah look at Raj. I know how I melt. Raj is probably the only one that would make me melt in her hands. You know, I don't care if the people say I'm kissing her ass. She is a lead by example. So let's say hello and good morning to Roz like you always have been. I am Roz because I have questions for you. I just wanted to cover some issues before I get into it. And if anybody in the chat, let Roz just, relax. And anybody in the chat want to push back against me. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You correct me, I meant to say. Not if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You correct me. I see Roz in the chat. So yesterday, Roz, I told you that Roz is fragile, and there's more than one way to strike or excuse me, harm or bruise her ego. Roz knows how to bruise people's egos, and it's nothing wrong with that. She know how to pinpoint a situation. She know how to, put a dagger in someone if she can. But I don't think she's malicious. So every time I hear Roz and I take her in personally and listen to her for myself without the interruptions, I felt like when she said she was going to refund the money back, I was like, why would she do that? Did she say that she was being a bigger person? She don't want no chaos. She don't want no confusion. She just thought it was the better thing to do. I felt like in October, here, October 11th, she telling people that she will refund their money back. It's nothing wrong with refunding the money back. It's just the fact that why? I don't think I would have refunded anyone their money back. I would have let them suffer. I would have let them be in misery. I would have let them be in complete, I don't know. They would have had to really follow along to see what my next steps would be. People asking for their money are the ones that never intended to give it anyway, right? That's good morning. Everyone is saying good morning to Roz. I feel like the fact that Roz refunded the money back because she spoke to someone and they gave her great advice, that's fine, well, and that's good. And that's a good thing. That this goes to show you that she has great character. She can't place herself in everyone's shoes, because I know I would not have given the money back for the simple fact that it was used for a great cause. Donation, fee, everyone was twisted up in arms about the way it was labeled. Oh, donation, group fee, dues, or whatever. I just feel like, and I'm gonna do the alter ego personality for Roz. I feel like Roz, that bruised her ego. That probably hurt her in a way where she knew she did something right. She organized it well. It was very well organized, because people have laid it out on the line. Candace have laid it out on the line. Many people in the chat laid it out on the line, how the funds were being directed. 6 months, $5 a month. If you can't afford $5 a month, then you don't need to enter at all. Even if it was a lottery, even if it was a drawing, whatever. If you didn't have the $5 a month at no obligation, that's being nice to me. Shit, if you didn't have to, if it was no obligation, it wasn't mandatory that you gave $5 a month, then what do you have to worry about? Now, the people that did give $5 a month, they put in the effort, they tried. Now, the people that's asking for the $30 back because they have been manipulated and pursued in different directions, that's not cool. You know what I mean? Like, she's doing this something for 6 months to plan out something. You know damn well that's not a scammer. All right, maybe scammers, yeah, they are charming, they are deceitful, but this is not it. This is not a scam. This is no way in the hell it's a scam. Many people are just a little bit taken aback, or probably curious, or probably like just want to know how much money does this woman have in her pocket from donations. How can she determine what she had from what? So if someone say, Roz, I'm just sending you a $5 because I like the way you wear your hair, or Roz, I'm just sending you $5 because I want to give towards a donation. People have been sending Roz money way before she's been called a scammer. That's not right at all. Okay, that's not cool. If you are the person, and I'm not taking up for Roz, I'm not. I'm if you want to say that I'm licking her boots or kissing her ass, I will proudly take that, because this subject and this topic should be highlighted in a way that people understand. If you gave to Roz to say, I'm going to put towards the donations, the Christmas fund, right? And then you say, I want it back. What type of character do you have? What are you going to do with the money that she gave back? Are you going to keep it to yourself, or are you going to be the ones that say, oh, well, I asked for my money back? How do you come forward and say, well, I asked for my money back? So someone said, why did you ask for your money back? And you just like, I thought she was a scammer. You didn't think she was a scammer before she asked you for the money? What changed your mind? Okay. What changed your mind in the midst of giving her $30? I'm not saying everyone can come by $30 easily. I'm not saying that. I'm not discounting what anyone contribute. But when you give someone something and you pull it back, that speaks to more of your character. It sounds like you are a scammer more than Roz is. How could she be a scammer when this woman gets super chats, super stickers, cash apps? She's monetized. People watch her ads. She interact. She has a Facebook. A scammer. She said she made it to the She said She said she made it to the shade room. So y'all are really giving her the boost that she needs to grow her platform to greater heights. Right. So with growth come these problems. The more money, the more problems. And that's what I have to say about that. I just think it's just so wrong. And I think it's so wrong that people have the audacity and the character to come forward to say, I want my money back because I think you're a scammer. I want my money back because I don't think what you're doing, misappropriating funds. What funds? Now, if she was a scammer and she's seeing a little decent pay and the donations that were given to her, she would have closed up her page, said, F these people, I'm not coming back again. She said, how you know she's not a scammer? Because I pay attention to details. She says she's going to have at it again. Nothing is stopping her. Give your money. You gave your money. The people that gave their money and didn't ask for it back are the ones that were in it from the beginning with pure intentions. The ones that gave their money and asked for it back couldn't afford it. Okay. Once it's up in the air, it's up in the air. That's what I have to say about that. I just feel like a lot of people come at Roz because she's the big fish now. She's growing. Of course she's growing. Of course she's going to have some setbacks. Of course she's going to have pushback. Of course she's going to have people that's getting in her way. See, Roz and me and many other people are different. I don't care. If you get in my way, I'm going to not let you get in my way by any means necessary, especially if I have the image or the vision of growing something so beautifully. This woman is giving back to the community in the littlest of way. And people who do not have that spirit in their heart, who want to act like or portray that they have a spirit of gift giving or good Samaritan, or they have great intentions in their heart, pull something that they give. How dare you? What are you going to do with the money she gave back to you? Are you going to put it back in your bank account? Or are you going to spend it? What are you going to do with it? Are you safe, or do you feel good? Do you feel like you're protected? Are you going to go elsewhere? No. People that are scammers just have a certain swag about them. They don't say certain things. Maybe Roz is too charming, right? Charm is deceit. But everyone on here is no different from Roz when they want to get something they want to get. But I feel like in this situation, in this instant, in this moment, at this something she did special that she thought about, because you could tell it was well organized. She just did not get up and stay on Girl Talk Friday. Oh, give me some money because I want to start a Christmas fund. The Christmas fund donations were started in May or June. Well, you have to take that into account. Okay. I just don't understand. I'm here to judge right now. Okay. Here we go. Candace. Sorry, Candace. I'm going to read some comments, because I know some comments coming in. Roz is in the building. Everyone is saying shout out to Roz. I will drop the link, in a matter of a moment. I just want to get to some comments, and I want to answer some comments because I'm not playing no games. Listen, when I heard that Roz was doing a Christmas fund and giving back to her, she said she's giving back to her moderators. She said she would probably give $400 to $500 to 10 families. Do you think that Roz is a scientist or mathematician that she could just do that overnight? Do you not think that she thought about this and organized this plan for her to do it so it could be without incident? It's already have major problems, and it's not even November. She has been questioned and interrogated since she came up with the thought of it. Here go Pam Alliford. It's our money. We donated. So why are people worried about something they probably didn't even contribute in the first place? November is not here yet. What are they going to say after the giveaway? Pam Alliford, I thought I read your comment wrong. I thought you no, but you're right. They don't care. They just don't want people like Roz who want to move forward and do something special. I don't care if she was the devil. I don't care if she was wicked, whatever. Okay. Everyone has good in them. And this is good. A lot of people don't know how to dish out money in a right way. I know people that would give someone a $2 cash app, and when that person don't do what they say, they want to take the cash app back for $2. Yeah, okay. Roz never spoke about the price for the meet and greet. That's the biggest lie told by the person who started it. The op started counting that 75 wasn't even told to the squad. Yeah, they're gonna say what they want to say. Meet and greet. If Roz want to chart, listen. People, money are put into place so it could be a little bit more structured. It could be a little bit more disciplined. Look more professional. A lot of people do meet and greets now. Listen, if Roz is worth meeting for $75 to the person that's meeting her, what's the problem? Um, Chris Brown charged 1,000 for a meet and greet with his fans. He can do that. Roz can do that too. People are interested in meeting people that they watch and follow. So I don't understand the problem. Let me see. Miss Tanya Train, I'm coming. I will wait for you to address it yourself in your own words on your own panel. The fact that the other person was a part of the scamming before Ross set her to the side of the road. So who's the real scammer out here telling lies because she's butthurt? The nerve. Y'all talking about Sharita? They're going to give it to Sharita. Sharita, she's fighting fire with fire. You know, um, Sharita probably listen. I don't got nothing bad to say about Sharita, but when it comes to Sharita and Roz, they got to duke that out. They got to fight that out. But to put the image in someone's head or the notion in someone's head that this woman is a scammer, I felt like when you and Roz used to talk behind the scenes, or if y'all talk behind the scenes and what matter y'all talk behind the scenes and should have been kept between y'all, because it just makes that, you had it out for her in the beginning. I don't think she's a scammer. Sharita, let's just touch on something about you. People like you, they send you money, they take interest in you, they like your platform, they like you as a host, but are you a gambler? And I'm gonna keep it 100 because this is what we do. We keep it 100. I would never send a gambler any money at all. I would never send a gambler allegedly any money at all. Gamblers are is irresponsible. They are dangerous at one point in time. They ruin families. They ruin relationships. They don't have no control. Okay, I okay. Let's go. Lori, people got blocked who paid, and how is that okay? You say that people got blocked. Listen, if someone asks for their money back, right? And your intent is not of great intentions, and you ask for your money back, okay, I either give you your money and block you. How about that? You have no way to get in here again. You're not wanted here. You are not welcome here. I'm sorry. Okay. That this is a true example that money is the root of all evil. Listen, yes, she has a gambling addiction, in my opinion. That's what was said, that she's a gambler. Allegedly. So if you are a gambler, I would rather give my money to Roz than a gambler. Scammers come up with schemes all the time, but a gambler, they will manipulate, they will lie, they will deceive, they will hurt you, they will tear, they will ruin people closest to them. So let's not sit there and label one person and we can't label another. All right. Let's just see. I'm gonna drop the link in a little bit, but before I drop the link, I wanted to talk about let me see, I'm gonna go to some comments. Hey, Kiss by the Sun, how are you? Good to see you. Let's see. Even after the giveaway is over, they will say she's still lying and kept money. It's ridiculous. It's no win situation. It's not. That's why I don't think I would have like give anyone a refund. Like, how much, like, if that's the case, if once you sent it out, you could have stopped it, right? Like, you could have been like, no, I don't trust Roz. I don't think she would do the right thing with my $5. I don't think she would do the right thing with my $30. Even if the woman made 20,000 and she gave away 10, that's something. That's something. Her family have to eat too. She has to pay bills too. She live in California. Please, they are very expensive out there. I don't know how people in New York is expensive too. $10,000 could be spent on water bills or whatever. I don't care if someone is renting or own. You still have to pay bills. The cost of living is at a sky high, right? This is a secondary, probably third income for Roz. So why would she mess that up or ruin that for a bunch of people that don't understand like how things work? All right. I'm sorry. Well, I'm trying to go back to the comments, and I don't want anyone to miss out. I want everyone to feel like they are a part of something, and I want everyone to feel like they can come in here and voice their opinion. You know, I respect Roz, and no matter what people say, we have her back. That is absolutely how it's supposed to be. If you are a true supporter of Roz, you would have never and wouldn't have no second doubts about asking for your money back. And this is not to take up for Roz. And I know a lot of people, this is a hot topic. This is a big topic, and I'm gonna share something with. Listen, when I had Bronx Girl over there, and I said, "Listen, I'm closing my page up. You could take back your membership." The next day, I was called a scammer. That's how fast it takes for you to be labeled something that you're not. Now, if I was a scammer or if Roz was a scammer, I'm pretty sure we would have came off with a nice, decent penny, because that's how weak people are. Now, people saying, I bet you, I want to know if Roz was counting the many people every day. I want my money back. I want my money back. I want my money back. So people talking about, oh, she has 2,000 subscribers. Excuse me, 2,000 subscribers. Yes, followers on in the sister circle, and you think 2,000 people donated like she wanted? Of course not. you know um People asking for their money back every day, saying, I want my money back. They should have been calculated too. They should have been, I would have been counting all of them and writing their names down, like, oh, okay, so let me see how much money I'm going to give back. It still ain't taken from the pot. You're not doing nothing but making people give more. Where you take, someone is going to give. Trust and believe that. So she's going to break even. Y'all be bugging. Y'all really do be bugging. Bron, some of these people will believe anything but facts. They are easily misled when the hate is real. That is true. I just feel like I'm gonna, before I drop the link, because I got the link down here to drop. Um Hey, Jackie, how are you? Good morning, Michelle P. Great morning, Bronx Girl. Thank you for coming in and giving us a special hello to everyone that's just joining in. I just wanted to go off on the Christmas fund money. I just would have second thoughts about doing it again. You can't be nice. People talking about the black community. When a black community come together, it's a problem. If you find any problem in anything to do, to ward off someone, that's not cool. That's not cool at all. So before I drop the link, I wanted to address um Sweet Tea and Roz at the same time, my two favorite people. These are my two favorite people for my personal reasons. I won't ever, well, I would never want to have conflict with Roz or Sweet Tea, even though they go at each of the other throats. Excuse me. Roz and Sweet Tea have so much in common. They are both the same person. I know that may like offend both of them, but you're right. You both have fragile egos. You both have something to prove at some point in time in another. You both are leading your platforms in the way you want to lead it. Shout out to Sweet Tea. She did a nice live. She had a nice panel up there. With Sweet Tea, you got to be careful. It's not, you can let anybody on your panel, but when people that you are under, next to, and close to, and you are like forming relationships with, and they see that you get in the recognition, and they see that you get in the honors, they become jealous. Now you are the person that people want to come see and get sit on the panel, listen in, and talk about different topics. I just feel like when Sweet Tea and Roz go back and forth at each other, which they should have no reason to do so. No, it's too many people out there for y'all to go back and forth with each other on a daily basis. That's the sad part. Um, I just feel like Sweet Tea, you are. I'm watching you grow your platform. Your platform is going to be beautiful. You are going to have the followers that you need to get where you need to go. I know, Sweet Tea, I'm talking to you as just as a Leo to a Scorpio. We don't get along, Scorpios and Leos. I don't know about the women, but I know Scorpios men and Leo women are not supposed to be together. I'm just saying, I watched the live. You showed your face. You showed how cute you are. You showed that you're not scared of nobody. You conducted your platform in a professional manner. You gave everybody a chance. So I don't understand why you have to be up here and then sink low. You know, you don't have to be. Yeah, please, let's not. I mean, Sweet Tea know that people call her sourpuss, so I would just ignore it. that's I'm talking to her. She not going to pay direct attention to the chat as long as you just don't disrespect that woman. I guess names are fine. I'd rather people call Roz Mucinex than Shrek. Did you see it out the cute little picture that Coco put out of Roz as a Mucinex? That was cute to me. I just thought that she's not a Mucinex, but I could see her in a tutu with the jewelry on and looking cute. The Mucinex was cute that Coco put up on his thumbnail of Roz. Okay, so that's what I mean by that. Like, don't if you want to call her sourpuss, I'm just going to overlook it. But I'm talking to her right now. If you are going to grow your platform in the direction you want it to go in, where you want people to respect you, you cannot be on a high and then come down on the low. Back and forth, you and Roz, that is absolutely disgusting between both of you. It is absolutely just sad. It's heartbreaking that some people can, like Sweet Tea and Roz, both intelligent, both have egos, both have leadership skills, both have something they have to offer to the people. And then when it comes down to get downright dirty and in the mud, you become vicious and malicious towards one another. I don't see the competition. I mean, like when you get dirty, because you both equally are dirty. You both equal have terrible minds when it comes to going back and forth. Sweet Tea, I just feel like sometimes, you could sit back and you could learn a lot from Roz if you may not know. Roz has a great leadership skill, so do you. The people surrounding you are going to be eating off of you and they're going to leech off of you. Trust and believe that. Okay. So I just feel like she actually did show her nursing license to be her to her. Listen, NC Diva's in the house. She knows Sweet Tea a little bit more than us. So if Sweet Tea, if NC Diva, you want to push back on something somebody is saying, because me and Candace can't man the chat all the time, and we can't just push back on everyone. So NC Diva's here. She is a supporter of Sweet Tea. So if you feel someone is saying something out of the ordinary or something that's not true, push back. I'm not going to sit here and ask Sweet Tea if she's a nurse. I don't care if she's a nurse or not. She don't owe anything to me. I like Sweet Tea for the reasons I like her. I like Roz for the reasons I like her. I just think they need to tone down that back and forth shit, because you know what? That's what the people are going to pull from you. So Sweet Tea, as you go up and they see that you growing and blossoming, and your chat, your platform, and your channel is taking a different direction, the same formula, but a different way to come about it. Just I don't. I'm not saying trying to say, oh, put a nail in the coffin, call it truth. But the way y'all go at each other is absolutely disgusting and it's uncalled for. I have to disagree, Bronx. You do. I have to disagree. I'm lost, Bronx. What you lost about Andrea? About Sweet Tea and Roz, how they viciously go after one another on a regular and daily occasions for the people to go back and forth like it's a tennis match. You know, um, I don't understand. What Andrea says she have to disagree. I just feel like Sweet Tea and Roz could be a little bit more professional and less hateful and less vicious towards one another. Okay, Sweet Tea had a live panel on. Sweet Tea, you're gonna have to become neutral. I'm sorry. And you know why I say you're gonna have to become neutral? Because people gonna pull you in that direction all the time, especially if you're not here to answer their questions the way you want it to be answered. Now, I'm going to show you where I was listening at your live, Sweet Tea, and you tell me if I'm wrong or not. Now, you had a host of people on your panel. The last live you did, the one you showed your face, I think it was Saturday. I'm not sure if it was Saturday or not. Oh, right. Hello.
Okay, I only came up here because you had questions about um the the reasoning for me including the moderators, because I see you guys are talking about something. I'm not addressing people any longer.
Okay.
Especially no demons and devils that talk ill of my son,
Right.
that lie about my children.
Right.
And just to set the record straight, like it's no comparison the two. That's your opinion. And like I say, I always like to have people free to their opinion, right? I don't
Yes.
agree. There's no comparison in me and that other person, none at all.
Mm-hmm.
Um, And yeah, basically I just came up here about, you had a question yesterday and people was talking about it. So I tuned in this morning because I have an appointment. So I'm home this morning and I
Okay.
said I was going to tune in. And if you came live, then I will come up and I would explain your question from yesterday. And if you have any other questions, we could talk. But please, Bronx, out of respect, I'm asking you politely, please don't compare me to that other person. Like that person is somebody that I don't want to be compared to.
I understand.
I don't agree.
I understand.
Um, but far as the question that came up, it was like, why did I want to include the moderators in the giveaway? That was a
Right.
question you guys had, I guess, the other day. I wasn't a part of that live, but word travel. So I wanted to come talk to you directly and kind of explain to you how that came about, if you guys were still interested in knowing.
Right. Okay. So yeah, that, I don't think there was anything wrong with you saying that you was going to give your moderators whatever you were going to give them. That's why.
Hmm.
Why did people have questions about that? That's like you including them. You're not excluding them. So
Oh yeah, because I don't know. I was listening to a live and your name came up, and it was like everybody wants to know, why won't you pay the moderators out of your own pocket? Why does it have to come from the donations you've collected? And I was gonna explain that to you if that was a question that you had.
oh no, but see, Roz, a lot of questions that people have, I feel like is obnoxious because
Okay, okay.
like I would never question you about you giving your money. I mean, excuse me, giving money to the moderators. That's how it's supposed to work. Now, coming out your pocket, that's the point of that. I wish you would go live and you would just give it to them raw and tell them how this content creator thing work, because you have that advantage over anyone else in this sector to let people know, listen, you get a certain amount of money, you put a certain amount of money away, you dish it out to the moderators, you get do giveaways,
Mhm.
stuff like that. I wish you lay out the law and I wish you lay it down the line to let people know that's misinformed, have confusion about how money works. You know how to You're a great businesswoman. Nobody can ever take that away from you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I just think that you show your moderators, when you can, appreciation, right? They perform a service for you. They come in it to do it for free, right? With no expectations. And I like giving people, because that's who I am, right? So I
yeah,
like giving people that just come in and offer, right? I
yes,
like to reward kindness. I like to reward, people doing something selfless, right?
yes,
So I have given my moderators blessings here and there, as I'm able. It's not a requirement. It's not something that I have to obligate myself to, but it does show appreciation to the person that's willing to help you sacrifice their time, right? So
yeah,
I do it the way that I do it. And I can't speak for anyone else, but when I have extra money and it's been a while, or I haven't gave anything in a while, I give a token of appreciation.
yes,
I'll just say, send me your cash app, let me, send you something, or jump in, they're content creators themselves, I'll jump in the chat and I'll send them a super chat, if I have it available, right? Like I never overwhelm myself on, because I am a thinker, right? Like
yeah,
I'm very organized when it comes to my finances, because being a single mother, this is what it has prepared me to be, right?
yeah,
So if I have extra money, then I will give. And I will give my moderators, because I truly appreciate them. Because everybody that's on my page, that's moderating my channel and helping me out, is doing it selfless. They didn't come in and say, this is a job and I want a fee. They came in and said, sure, I don't mind helping you, when you can't help yourself, right? So I just feel like when you have extra and you can afford, show your love through treating them to lunch, sending enough for them to take them and their child to dinner. Just giving a token of appreciation is how I do it.
no, I
That way, it's no
understand that.
obligations. Uh
I
huh.
understand. See, the thing is, like, when people sit there and question you about like common sense stuff, like
Mhm.
who I don't know, but people, a lot of people don't know that you probably make a decent amount. I don't think you should ever have to disclose that, but you make people disclose their information where you don't have to. As
Mhm.
far as far as the moderator is concerned, whether you give it to them out your pocket or out of your check when you, I mean, your check account when you get paid by YouTube, as long as you have showed some type of appreciation. Now,
Yes.
I'm going to tell you, I'm just going to just throw it up in the air. When it comes to the moderators and getting paid, some some moderators didn't know that they could get paid. They don't expect money, but you still give it to them because you appreciate them.
Yes.
Um, I want to ask you a question. You don't have to answer. Do your moderators put a price on what they want from you?
Never.
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 This is what I be talking about. Listen, um, I heard through the grapevine that Coco was dishing out nice incentives to his moderators, right? And I don't know how true that is. And just like you, I heard you give your excuse me, supporters and your subscribers, you give them cash apps, you do nice things for them. That's why I don't understand how people saying that you're a scammer when I heard a lot of good things that you have done for your supporters personally. You know,
Hmm.
whether it was out your pocket or whether it was from whatever. Even if it's out your pocket, it's still going into your account where you get paid from YouTube. That's out your pocket. Um,
Exactly.
since you don't put a price on, excuse me, since your moderators don't tax you or tell you that you need to pay a certain amount, there are moderators that have put a price on what they want. And so I don't, and that's when people talking about snakes and stuff, y'all don't know what really goes on behind the scenes. And I wish you would do a live behind it. You don't have to get into details, but you need to let people know how people will try to wiggle their way into your how
I
right.
just, I just listen. I just went through. I have so much regret. It kind of like, and let me tell you guys something. Let me just tell everybody, don't let one situation make you look at everybody through that lens, right? Everybody is not grimy. Everybody is not slimy. Because
Exactly.
what I'm working on today, because I'm like, I have a lot of regret. Why did I talk to this person? Why did I ever,
Right.
things were going really well. I know I'm gonna run into problems, but to be listen, my daughter, which is lawyer, right? Now it's online that she got fired. She's on her way to work right now. Like, you see,
Right.
it's like all these twisted stories. The people, it's just I'm trying not to live with regret, right? Because I am praying that I'm released from how I feel, but it's a natural raw emotion, because I'm like, I regret ever saying two words to this person that could be so calculating, so evil, and why didn't I see it from afar?
Right.
Like, because all of this is, you have to look at the timeline, right?
Yes.
I like that, and I seen Fake Kelly, what Fake Kelly say. I don't like all the rigmarole. It's not costing me nothing to refund people their money.
Mm.
This started off as a idea. I felt like it came from the heart. It felt good to put it out there that this is what we could do for Christmas. It was the middle of the year. I was saying this is something we can move forward to doing. I just wanted to be able to have a giveaway for Christmas, right? For families and also my moderators. When I first introduced this, I explained that, right? I said, let's do a donation. And I am woman enough to say I probably said dues, right? Because and slash donations, I can't remember exactly how I put it, but I said let's collect $5 a month from who wants to donate, so that we'll have money set to the side to be able to gift it to people for Christmas, and I'll be able to bless the moderators on the channel. That was the very first conversation I ever had. It was not a sneak move. I'm gonna add the moderators in. I said it from the beginning, from the very, very beginning. It was just a bright idea, and it ended up coming into path, right? Um,
Hmm.
and where was I? Oh, and then okay, so you have to look at the timeline, right? So I gave the idea, I put it out there. It was doing really well. I had somebody amongst me that did not have good intentions for me. Really the thickest jealous lens I've ever experienced on the internet. Now, I've dealt with situations in reality, right? But this is internet, right? So with this person on the internet, this is the worst I've ever had to deal with.
Yes.
Um, So after I see a person causing ruckus and doing things that I just did not want on my platform, and I have a very uncomfortable conversation to part ways, but still be able to say hi and bye.
Yes,
It turned left really quick,
it did.
really, really quick.
It did.
Um, those that wasn't my intention. So after that, now all this that follows after, all because of a person malice intent, whatever, whatever she felt, she's gonna do whatever because she felt like she was excluded from my situation, right? So
Yes.
I'm just like, it for the people that have grown to know me and watch me and support me, that has an idea about who I am, I appreciate those people.
Yes.
I know that this person, if she has people sending requests for refunds, those are the people that is cheaper to just give it to them and get away from them, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to nip it in the bud because I don't want, that's not the crowd or the company that I want to keep anyway, so
I understand. Let me
it's
address
just
the
crazy.
audience real quick because I know when you came up here, I respected what you say, and when I
Hmm.
was comparing you and Sweet Tea to each other, it's not. I was just saying how you both have different platforms. You both could be malicious and vicious towards one another. But let me address the chat about Sweet Tea and her commentary on Ross and her son. I don't like it. It's fucking disgusting. It's nasty. I'm sorry, Sweet Tea. This is for me and you. You don't have to go that low. People that go that low are the ones that just that's where they at. Any bitch or any whore or any disgusting slut. I'm keeping it real. And Sweet Tea, I'm putting you to the side because I'm talking about other people. You don't get exempt, but I'm not putting you in the same box as the other ones. Any nasty, disgusting, despicable, disrespectful, unintelligent person that feel like they have to bring Rod's deceased son up to taunt her is absolutely low down and disgusting. I denounce
Exactly.
anybody that speak about somebody's dead child. Okay, excuse me, not dead child. Excuse me, deceased child that died untimely and tragically
Yeah.
before their parent is absolutely unnatural. I know a lot of people think that that probably be a trigger for Roz, but she's coping with it and she's getting through it. She got family and she got support. So try
I sure
again.
do, honey.
That you
I
so
sure
try again.
do.
Okay. I don't know. I don't think it's cute. I don't think it's funny. I don't want to hear it. When Sweet Tea start talking like that, Sweet Tea, I tune out. When you start
Mhm.
talking like that, I tune out. Of course, you are entitled to your commentary. Of course, you are entitled to what you say. When I was comparing to, I'm just talking about you both got platforms. Both have people that like you, follow you, listen to you, tune in. You both could be malicious and vicious. But when it draws the line where you're talking about a woman's deceased child, thinking that's going to like hurt her and disarm her, it doesn't because she
No,
already
it's
know.
just to get a response from
Right,
me. She wants
right,
my attention. And so she hits really low. Let's just call it what it is.
yeah,
When I come at her, I'll talk about the evidence that's been produced for the world to see. She's not a nurse. She lied about her situation. I think it's ridiculous for an adult woman to get on the platform and claim a profession that does not exist. I have called her children out of their names. She has called mine out of mine, but I have never laughed or taunted anything. Well, I have talked about the domestic violence. Let me slow down because she has taken me there a few times, but there's just no comparison. There's just no
I understand
comparison.
that part, and
And
I
she
think yeah,
does that because she wants my attention. And I just don't have any attention to give her. Like, even with her saying my daughter lost her job, my daughter is suing all these companies. I listen to her. As much as I don't want to listen, I listen because I'm recording her because she made a lot of allegations and she keep making them. And I don't know what much is gonna get, but just to, let her know that we are recording and we are documenting the allegations that you're making. My daughter's on her way to work now, but you say she got fired. She's never been fired, not even from any law firm, but this is what she'll put out there, right? Just lies. It's like when I talk about her, I'm talking about the stuff that Chase have produced. Chase have produced document, public information stating what is going on, right? She's talking about things and she cannot produce a piece of paper saying that I put a restraining order out on my daughter. That's not true. That's not true. All this stuff is just false. It's just really false. So there's a big difference in what we deliver, right? Like that's what I'm here to say.
Okay,
And
so
I'm sorry
I'm
for
sorry.
cutting you
Monique
off.
said Ross trigger people too, and let me address
Yeah,
that.
I probably do.
She
With
do,
the truth though, with their truth. I could back it up with documentation. That's what makes me different from the rest. Like if I say something, trust and believe me, I have saw it. Now, it's documentations everywhere. I can get a copy and post it. I try not to post too much of that stuff in my community posts. Just about the ownership of the property, the fact that you have all these records, the evictions, we those things are documentation. Them people saying that my daughter lost her job or was terminated multiple times is false. Putting a restraining order out on my daughter is false. Like, where's the factual information? Why do you just want to spin a narrative that's not true when you don't have anything to back it up if you have to produce that, right?
right. I just feel like when you and when you with you said you don't want me to compare. I won't compare. I just
Yeah, it's no comparison,
It's no
Bronx, really.
comparison. I just feel like
No.
I wanted to point something out. Like when you and Sweet Tea go after each other, and I'm going to say once again, I do not condone, I denounce Sweet Tea bringing up Ross' deceased son. That to me is something or some place you don't ever have to go. Ever. Not with Ross. If you don't know her, if you haven't studied her, you're never going to know her weakness because you feel like her weakness is just constantly talking about her deceased son, Mac Myron, and let
Begging
him.
for my attention. She might as well
Right.
get on her knees and beg me, just pay me some attention or mention my name, help run my numbers up, Roz. That's what she should just go ahead and say instead of hitting so low because it makes her look real filthy.
Right. And I just feel like that part because listen, I'm letting it be known that I do not approve in that way. Nobody okay, you don't want me to compare her to you, she don't want me to compare y'all both have whatever. I just feel like
Okay. It's good.
you and Sweet Tea trip each other up over your content. Like she get you, you get her, you go low, she go low. She dig, you dig. I don't know where the end game is gonna come. It's
It's
not gonna
over.
it's
It's
over.
over.
It's
I'm not responding. I don't care what she say. I don't care what any of them say. I like documentation, facts over fiction. I say that all the time, and I mean that. It's over for me. I only record it because my daughter. They're assassinating who she is. They're making false accusations about her. She is a public representation of a firm. So if she want to pursue her with all these allegations that she just put out again today, then I'm going to make sure that I record her so that we can have documentation to substantiate our claims, right? Like this is what I'm doing it for. That's why I'm listening as much as I don't want to, but I know that I like to document these people when they're coming with all this malice intent.
That's I just blocked Didrik talking about F Ross and her deceased son. No, F you ho, whoever you are. Like F you ho.
Exactly.
Go take that shit and you stay over there with the brain dead crew that you are
You
immune
see
to. Over
how
here,
that's so demonic. And I
that
got a
is.
reaction I'm gonna do today because people poke lightly at people passing on. Like it's a spiritual thing. It's a thing of beauty. I know that we miss our loved ones, but everybody's gonna transition one day.
Right.
You have to have a strong enough faith to understand that this is just temporary. Like we are all here to learn and to grow. God never said that it was forever. This is why people only live a certain amount of years, so they can't touch me. My faith and how I feel is so strong, they can't move me. I just miss my son from time to time. Well, I miss him all the time, but I get emotional from time to time so they can get a response when I'm feeling at that lowest, right? This is why I try to vibrate high so they can't get to me, because I'm human as well.
No, I understand, and it's just
Hmm.
it's downright dirty when people feel the need to just constantly and consistently bring up your son Mac Myron, who died untimely, tragically, and at the hands of violence. That I don't even get into. Like when she started talking, Sweet Tea started talking about that, I turned the channel, I tune out. But there are people out there that feed off of that and are
Mm-hmm.
interested in what she has to say on that topic, and she's not the only one. It's a lot of
Well,
people that
it's a lot of people that's interested in people that's talking about me. I have accumulated a lot of haters. Like, I get it. They channel serves a purpose.
no, I understand that too.
It serves a purpose. It's okay.
Yeah, I just had to throw it out there when I said that. I like you and Sweet Tea, and I just had, because I don't want people like, oh well, she didn't denounce me. I'm denouncing her now, because I just felt like, okay, if it's not a comparison, then it just could be like, pull back. You ain't got to say nothing. Bras know how to stick people where it hurts, and Sweet Tea know how to stick people where it hurts. So it's no end in sight. I just felt like with the Christmas fun, a lot of people have a lot of questions, and they have like questions that has been
Yeah.
answered over and over again, and they
Yeah.
still don't get it. I think
Let
what
me
you
tell
did.
you
Mhm.
guys. Let me tell. I see a lot of Ross right here. Hey y'all. But listen,
Yeah.
I have such a beautiful, beautiful, like I could write a book, you guys. Okay, so I have my aunts that watch. They watch in the bushes, they sit back and they listen and they be triggered, right? So last night I was on here and I was telling the Raw Squad, okay, I'm gonna refund these people. It's over 40 people. These people are hitting me up, wanting a refund, right? My aunt, after I ended my live last night, I talked to a couple of people, but my aunt said, well, how much to add it up? I'm going to replace it because I don't want you to lower the amount that you're giving away. I want you to stick with your 500, stick with your plan. They can't. So already my auntie is like, no, you don't have to lower anything. Like, let your family contribute to this movement that you're doing. And I'm like, okay. So I was going to let them know later, but I can let you guys know today. They didn't stop nothing. And I'm glad that I'm able to get rid of these people because those are not the type of people that I want in my sister circle. So it worked out for the best, and it allowed my aunts to be able to take part with donating to the cause that I'm trying to have, right? So it all worked out, you guys.
Okay. But are you? So can I ask, like, with
Mhm.
with the moderators, they are taken care of no matter what. Whether you think
When I
right,
can from time
right.
to time.
Whenever, if you wake up one day and be like, I want to bless my moderators. That's you. They love you. They love you for who you are. That's why they moderate. They
Yeah.
don't expect nothing from you. But there are
Yeah.
moderators out there that will scam you. Let's not talk about scammers of moderators. Okay?
Mhm.
Don't
Mhm.
let's not. And I just want people to know that. And I'm not putting anything out in the air. But I have a moderator that I've been with since day one, and we spoke about what we speak about when it comes to monetary value, and we understand one another. But
Mhm.
moderators will try to scam you too if they think they're getting away with it.
Well,
So
not the ones, not mine. Like, not the ones that I mean, I have beautiful women around me.
yeah,
Well established. Like,
yeah,
nobody is. You have to think about the people that you're keeping company with, right? Like, if
that's
you
true.
have somebody robbing Peter to pay Paul, then they're always going to think about how they can get a dollar, right? But if you have women that are already self-sufficient, independent, doing they thing, they're not looking for anything, they want to give. See, that's another thing that we have that I love about the Raw Squad. It's a lot of people around me that have a heart just like mine. I have more joy in giving than receiving. Like, it's almost hard for me to accept sometimes because I want to be in a position where I can give, because giving feels a lot more better than accepting something to me. I know some
Exactly.
people get joy out of always getting stuff. I'm the type of person, I get more joy if I can hand the man in front of the store $40 and keep it moving and never wonder what he do with it, but know that I did something that resonated in my heart and that was it. So my moderators are those type of women, that has been around, and they're just beautiful, well established women that's not about that. But when you picking your moderators, you have to think about, are they living in lacks, or do they have a lax mind frame, like, and you get to learn people. And what
Hmm.
I have grown to know about the people that's around me, that's helping me out, they got it going on.
Right.
They not getting up every day looking for something from me. They are looking of ways to contribute because their life is so amazing. right? Like that's just the reality of it. So
Just for
yeah.
fun, for lightheartedness,
Hmm.
because I know. So I so just on the top of your head, if you was a person that gave your money, you don't even have to get into a dollar amount. But what would you think as a host, and you have moderators? Just you have one moderator, just one,
Hmm.
and you feel like you wanted to bless them with what you can, nothing too much.
Hmm.
But what would you say is a nice, decent
I'll
appreciation?
say I'll say anywhere from 50 to 100, like depending on what you're
Really?
making. Depending on what you're making. Like if you're making
Okay,
really
okay,
good money, then
okay.
you could give when you because if you have multiple moderators, you got to think if everybody's getting $100, that's multiple hundreds, right?
Yes,
If you're making a couple $1,000 and everybody's getting $50, it's gonna add up to be a couple $100, right? So you just do what you can afford to do. You do. This is another thing that I live by too. You don't give anything that you can't afford to just let go. Like don't give something that you're gonna have to pull from somewhere else to replace. You get it? Like
hmm,
you give what you can and you give it from the heart. I don't care if it's $50 just for dinner. If that's what you can afford and it was extension of appreciation, it's okay.
right.
Anything unexpected is always good. So I can't really put a dollar amount on it. I just say give what your heart does, allows you to do, right? Like you give what you can.
That's true. I just feel like when it comes to the moderators,
Yes.
the moderators can turn against you too if you don't. I don't know. Not you
But
can't,
then
but okay.
you remove them as moderator. Like, see, nothing is set in stone, right?
That's
Um,
true.
if you have a moderator and they feel like you're using them or you're pulling more than what you're giving, or they have that, and that's just childish behavior, right? In my opinion,
Right.
nobody's forced to be a moderator. You have a free will to say, "Hey, I've done it enough. I'm done." And a grown adult woman can appreciate that and still be able to be a friend or be comrades or be still in this relationship where we could talk and laugh and have a good time, right? So I don't know, like it's just like if you get those people, you don't those people are not even suited for you anyway. Like I have people that come to me, I've probably asked maybe one or two people to do it, but sometimes people will offer, can I
Right.
moderate for you? You know what I'm saying? So I'll be like, that's a way of them wanting to help, right? Or contribute something to the channel, or feel more of a part, or whatever it is for them, right? I don't know. But
Did
if anybody switch up, then that's not a person that's supposed to be around you anyway. So
anyway.
you thank God and you keep it pushing. Like, okay, I like when people show me who they are and they're not for me. Because
Exactly.
that's just time I don't have to waste any longer, right? Like,
Exactly.
so
Look,
that's
there
how I
go a
try to look
question
at
for you
stuff.
from Terry. I guess she wants you to
Okay.
re answer this question.
Okay.
Mhm.
Read it.
Yeah,
Okay. Let me get my glasses. You
I'll
have
read
to
it
read
for you.
it
I'll
now.
read it for you.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so Terry says, "Why use the subs dues to bless your moderators?
Okay.
The dues were for people who are in need. Your words. Mm. You should bless moderators who you say are well established with your own YouTube check." I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I can appreciate her advice, but see, it's still my choice, right?
Right.
So this is a choice that I have made, and I didn't make it, and I didn't blindside anybody with it. I spoke about it when I introduced this whole idea to the Raw Squad as a whole, right? If that would have been something that we would have worked out all together. So it's a choice that I made. I think that it's okay. I think that collecting the money to help families, it was just supposed to be for money to have to be able to share throughout the Raw Squad sister circle, right? The moderators are a part of that circle and they add to the channel. So
Hmm.
I already made it clear that they were going to be a part when I did give money for the Christmas, right? They were going to be a part of it. So I understand. And like I said, I don't argue with people's opinions because everybody's free to have them. But people have to respect the choice that I've made as well, right? And that's the choice that I had made and it made sense to me, and that's why I'm going to move forward with what I decided to do.
No, I understand that. It's just that, like, the fact that people have these questions about you looking out and blessing your mods out of like a giveaway, because it's a giveaway, giving back. They are included. They mean something too. They have a hand in it too. I'm pretty sure the moderators gave in and put into the pot also. So when people say your YouTube check, that just doesn't make any sense to me. Whether
Hmm.
you giving out your personal pocket because you giving something from a donation, something donated for you.
Yeah,
I felt like it was well
yeah,
organized. I felt
yeah.
like you're
And I think again, like when in Royalty Queen, yes, Royalty Queen is I love her. She don't just moderate for me, she moderate for my children as well. Like
yeah.
Royalty Queen is stellar. Like I'll see her in the comments. Hey Royalty Queen.
There she
But
go.
um I was gonna say, oh, this is what I was thinking. I know with my family and with, different what we do for emergency funds, right? Like for years, we kind of like fell off a little bit on this. But for years, everybody in the family would contribute 25 to $50 a month in a savings. And that money would be for somebody that needed to pull something for emergency use only, right? And we would collect this money for a long time. And if my uncle or my aunt or my cousin or anybody has something that came up and they were in a bind, they could pull from that money and have it, right? I was thinking that I wanted to implicate something like that with the Raw Squad
Hmm.
and just have a pot of money somewhere that people can come and say, okay, well, such and such, needed A, B, and Z. Like it was, I wanted to do it like that. I don't know how much I want to deal with money again because again, I'm on the internet, so I don't really personally know everybody up close and personal like
Yeah.
that. And this has been something like, I could have been moved on to, other things, right? But I've been stagnated with this situation because it's so fresh on the press on everybody's platform, right? So I'm engaging people. But it would just be nice to always have a nest egg. I love nest eggs. I love savings. I love how me and my family had done things, and I felt like that would be the whole idea about Christmas. I didn't say you had to be poor to get this blessing. I didn't say that you had to be, I just said let's do the, let's collect money and be able to give back to the Raw Squad Sister Circle, the families in here. You didn't have to be down and out to get it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
that wasn't one of the criterias to be involved. It was just because you are a part of this group and we want to be able to give gifts. So let's collect. Let's take in these donations or dues or whatever, however you want to word it. Let's take in this money and have it for just that, right? And it will be a blessing whether you got money or not. It would just is anytime you get extra, it would be nice, right? So it was just a nice gesture.
With this experience giving out this first time, a large giveaway, will you reconsider it again? Like next year, willing?
um
Willing?
I don't
That's a lot.
know.
I'm not.
You know what? Right now, I don't know because, like I said, it's a lot going on, and I'm still trying to make sure that I don't let this situation um change who I am because like I said, I always start off with people nice, right? It takes if I get distance from you, it's because you gave me reason to walk away or back up or something. I just don't look at a person and say, oh, I can't deal with that person. It's always gonna be an action that follow up with my decision, right? So I'm trying to fight not to allow this monster that's assassinating me or when I'm not gonna claim that she's not assassinating me, but just running my name through the mud, the way that she's trying to do. I'm trying not to let that change my who I am far as being able to be kind and embrace others, right? So I have to think about if I would ever do this again because I would definitely have to be careful. I
Yeah.
would definitely not pull people around, involve other. I don't know. It would just be I would have to really think about a way to go about it because this was a real experience for me.
I think. Well, I think This right, you're right. This is a learning experience. I think it was
Yes,
organized
yes.
from the start, though. I think it was organized. I feel personally that you thought about it and you planned it out, and you probably had, you know, people helping you just for like your your concern or your backup. I feel like you did this well. It was well organized. It was thought out. It wasn't like an overnight thing because people have came up in and defended you and put it into perspective that you excuse me, request
Leo
not
girls, I would be done with Buddy, period. Right? It's like, let's not talk. And y'all know what? I always tell people I don't talk politics, religion, or
right,
money. And as
right.
soon as I start talking about a topic that I normally would not discuss, look what happened.
Yeah, that's not cool and that's not right.
It's
So
problematic conversations, right? It's like, okay.
and what is this? You are in the shade room? What
Yes, did you see that? I was like, where'd all these followers come from? I'm like, because my Facebook page went up like 60 people. And I'm like, I got 60 new followers overnight. And then I learned that I was on the Shade Room on YouTube yesterday. And I had to go look at it. I was like, well, I'll be dang. Like,
Yeah,
what
there
the
you
heck?
go. More
I'm
money,
like,
more
but I
power.
don't listen. I wish they would have been on there like young mother of a successful. Why I gotta be a scam too?
Right. They quit to call people scammers even at the ittiest bittiest things.
I'm
You
like,
made it.
I'm like, my good, but thanks for the followers, Shade Room. My goodness.
You made it. You made it, Ron. That's all it amounts to. I just felt like some certain things
Oh,
were
that
wrong.
was funny.
Um,
That's funny.
Another thing I wanted to ask you. I know that you and Sharita has departed ways, and I know you have your. Did you
Oh,
see her skit?
baby.
Did you see her skit?
Yeah, I did.
Did you find anything funny about the skit? Just one thing.
I'm just like, Nick, just turn the light on. I don't be in the dark ever, ever.
Was that I watched the skit and I thought like the only part that I found funny about the skit was with the spaghetti and because you do that when you ask someone to see the measurements. I don't think like certain things
I
she was
talk with
doing
my
was like
hands.
you
Yeah,
talk with your hands. And I just thought the spaghetti was funny when she said,
yeah.
"Yeah." I just felt like that was you. She know who you are, like in that moment, what you
I
cooking, and
love spaghetti. I have spaghetti once a week. Yeah, I have
I
spaghetti.
just
I have spaghetti once a week, but that part was way too nasty. That part was nasty. I seen the skit. It looked like it was a rusted nasty pot, and I throw rusty pots away. Like I don't cook
no,
out of them ever, ever, ever.
no. The
Once
part
they
was
start
funny when
looking
she was
like that
asking.
pot,
When
uh
she was
huh,
asking about the measurements of the water, and you be like, yeah, that's enough, like the measurements because you take great
yeah,
measurements. I don't know
yeah.
if you could
I'll
just
tell
look
my
at it.
boys. Hmm.
Yes, I just thought that part was funny, and then I turned it, But
Yeah.
I figured that you have a great sense of humor. You probably
It
see a
was scary though too. I'm like, I already think you some type of fatal damn attraction. Like, girl, where do you get that skirt from?
for real, Sharita. Where did
I'm
you
like, well, I'm like, oh my God, this person is stalking me. Listen,
that was
listen,
that was funny
honey,
though. I was like, where did she
no,
get that
no.
skirt from?
I'm like, damn, you done went and got the skirt. Like, I ordered it online, so I know you couldn't have followed me in the store. Shit.
Yeah,
And why you didn't go find a tank top? Shoot, like, girl,
yo, I'm
that
saying,
was
yeah,
funny.
that was just funny. The skirt, right?
It
Where
was
did she get the
scary,
skirt from?
funny. It was weird. I'm like, girl, like, damn, I'm goofy. Listen, Rox, I'm goofy. So, I was just like,
I,
what the hell?
I just see you saying that. Where she got that skirt from?
She followed me. Shit, well, let me see. Is my house being monitored? Shit, she ain't never.
That's why I
But
said I can't.
that was crazy.
I really can't dislike Sharita the way people because I just looked at her skin. I'm like, oh, okay, she probably got Roz a little bit to the T. But Roz, this is a question off. off topic, and I
Okay.
would look at your house. It's beautiful. I love the
Thank
interior
you.
design. I think you keep yourself well, nice, you welcome, and you look pretty
Thank
when you come behind
you.
the camera. That's something about you. You prissy, you dainty, something you can't help.
I am.
So let me so before I get into this, I just want you to follow me. So you remember I remember when you was going in on Miss Carver. I thought that was a great live. It was a decent live. You
I
knocked it and you
regretted that
put up there.
live, but yeah.
Why?
Cause she took me there. I didn't ever want to have to go there with that older woman, but she took me there,
That was a good
girl.
live. I ain't gonna lie. I was
Okay.
very interested. So when you were sitting there and you, because I love interior design and I saw your brown sofa, I thought that was your living room, right?
Oh yeah, I
So I
love
was
it.
kind
That's my den.
that shit did. Okay, so I'm
That's my
like, the sofa is a beautiful sofa. It's a nice
I
chocolate.
love
It
it.
looks
Yeah,
expensive. It looked like you paid money for it. So I'm thinking
I
that's your living room.
did.
And I'm like, why
No.
the hell do Roz got a brown sofa in her living room, right?
Mhm.
I just feel like certain things go certain places. Like that's a place for a sofa like that in the den. That's
Yeah, because my grandbabies, they don't get to sit in my front room with the white couches, with my cream couches. They don't get to be in here with my mirrors and my glasses and stuff, right? But that I've got brown for the den because that's where the TV is at. That's where they can sit and play their game. They can get on the couch. I don't have to worry about handprints. I was thinking about my baby. So that's why I got the chocolate brown.
and with the sofa in the living room. I just feel like with you, why haven't you put a picture behind the sofa yet in the living
Oh,
room?
because I'm not, it takes me forever to complete a room.
But
Like, I've been doing that yellow and brown room for almost a year. I have vases that I've showed everybody, but I still haven't even completed them yet. Like, I listen, when I go to the store, if I find something, I grab it. I have to have a day where I'm not doing anything, and I don't get too many days where I'm not doing anything, right? But when I get extra time on my hand, I'll sit and I'll put things together. But I have a beautiful picture that's sitting behind the sofa that I
okay,
haven't hung yet
okay.
because when I hang it, it's so heavy that I have to hire somebody. Like the mirror in my living room, I
Mhm.
have to get a guy to come put the bolts in the wall so that it wouldn't fall, because when you get heavy pictures, I can't just mount it, because if it fall, it's going to break. So
Oh,
I have a picture, but it's sitting behind the couch, because I have to get it installed professionally.
are you going to throw a blanket over it like a Hermes blanket?
No, I have yellow throat pillows. I'm trying to do yellow and brown, and mostly brown because, like I said, I have all my grandbabies, and as much as I want them to stay in the kitchen and wash their hands after they eat, it's no perfect. It's not perfect like that. They want to touch stuff, so
Yeah, you
it'll be
and Nana
together.
have different decorating. Hers is. I'm not even trying to compare y'all, but when I look at the two, Nana have a lot of your swag. I just feel
Yeah,
Nana,
she do.
she have a lot of your
But
swag.
she could
But like,
my daughter has, listen, I could put cheap with expensive. I can mix the two, right? My daughter has an eye for anything expensive is her type.
she
So
her home
eh,
look modern and
yeah, she likes if it's
yeah,
about, I'll be like, girl, why do it gotta cost 600? They got a pot. One pot that cost her $600.
yeah.
And I'm just like, I would never buy one pot for $600. So I want a whole, case of pots, right? So yeah, she does. And then she has a 12-year-old. Well, finna be 12-year-old. So she doesn't have little kids, running around. But I'm sure when she has a baby, she's gonna, tone it down a little bit because babies touch stuff. So
No, I understand that. I just felt like, because I look at you. That's why I'm mostly into you because you're dressing and, you keep yourself
thank
nice and your
you.
home
I
is
try.
beautiful. You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Nobody could take that away from me. I just felt like when I zoom into you myself, I'm like, why Roz don't have a picture? I'm just sorry. I just, love interior design because your house is
No,
beautiful.
but I'm gonna get it put up. I'm a procrastinator. I am. I procrastinate. It took me forever just to put. It wasn't a couch in there. It was just empty. Like
Okay.
it stayed empty. I gave furniture away. And it was just an empty room. And then I bought the rug, and then I went and found the couch. So it takes me forever, but I'll get it
No,
done.
it takes about 2 to 3 years to get your apartment, your house the way you want it, just to be consistent.
Yeah,
So I
yeah. And
understand
I've
where
been
you're
here
coming from.
12 years,
Yeah.
and I've had my house all different colors.
Yeah, no,
My my room in here that's turquoise and mirror, it used to be cream, black, and red. Like it was really pretty. Like it was all those. So I changed the colors a lot because I like colors. I like a lot of colors.
Look, let me go see. Here we go. Look, F
Oh,
up the snot spot. I have a question for Roz. What's the part?
oh,
Oh
okay.
gosh, here we go.
It's okay. I
It-
got time today. I'm gonna get in the shower at 10. I have the appointment today, a very important
okay,
appointment. But I'm gonna tell the raw squat later. But go
okay.
ahead.
No, and then people are like wondering why does it matter what's in her house? We're talking about interior design. I love interior design, and
Because
Roz
they don't
does
like
too.
it, but we love it. And
I love interior design.
I
That's
love
just shows
decorating.
and tell you who you are. Like you dress the way your house look. I feel
Yeah.
like I looked at Nana's. I was like Nana's modern, more modern, glam.
Hmm.
I think you more of a like a not country, but not country living, but
I like it. I like it cozy and warm.
cozy,
Like I
cozy
like that. I
and
like the
warm.
grandma feel because
Yeah,
that's
I
I'm.
like that
That's
too.
how I was. Yeah, and my Janae is really. You could tell it's her and Kylie. Like they have all their stuff is just bam.
No, I just think it's nice. I think y'all have different styles and I like it. I wish one day you do live about interior design. I think,
Okay, I
I
will. I
that would
will.
that would fit you really nicely cuz people that have hated on you have told you you have a beautiful home and nobody could take that away from you and
Thank
and I
you.
appreciate you sharing that with me. I think you have if you don't want to go questions in the audience. I don't understand why this question was up. Like I have a
No, it's
question for
okay.
what's the part in her what's the part in her chase for? I don't what does that mean? If
What's the what?
I don't know, I don't think Candace erased that comment. What's that what's that part in her chase for? What I don't understand.
Oh, they're probably said what is the port in her chest for?
Uh,
Is that what they're trying to say?
that's I guess yeah.
Okay, so the port in my chest is a catheter, and I was getting fluid in my chest cavity. So they were using the catheter to drain the fluid because it was making me feel like I was couldn't breathe. When fluid builds up in certain places, your stomach, your legs, your ankle, it was building up in my chest after I got well after COVID. So they put that there because they have to drain it, but they haven't had to use it in a while and actually is about to come out, and I'm so grateful, but it's nothing serious. Like it's nothing serious. Like is that's all. I mean, they speculate, they say I have dialysis, they said that I have cancer, they said I have congestive heart failure. I rebuke them. Don't I don't have any of that. And I don't speak it over me, speak it over thyself. But yeah, so they say it's a whole bunch of stuff, but it's neither of it. It's none of that.
See, that's the reason why this is an open live, but I still would like anyone that come in here respect Roz because she is a
It's
guest
okay.
and okay, so I don't know if you want to answer this question because only two
Hmm.
questions for you after Snot Squad.
That's okay. Let's bring it because they know they can't really talk to me in real life, so they better get it off their chest right here on your life
Yeah.
because they would never be welcome in mine. But what they say, what they popping off
She
today.
said, have another question. Why is she mad about Mrs. Carver commentary when she gives commentary on trees?
I'm not mad. I never said I was mad. I
Mm.
never claimed to be mad about it. I'll say these people irritate me, right? Because they give false information. When I talk about trees, I talk about exactly her behavior and what I took and gathered from it, my opinion, right? So what these people do and what's irritating, because it's not making me mad, it's irritating when you hear people spilling lies. When you hear people saying lies about you, that's irritating. When I just heard that this house, I did not lease this house myself, that's irritating. Like I can like it'd be those type of things. If you're gonna talk about me, being that I don't vlog, Bronx, like I don't show my everyday life, right? So
Yes.
when these people come on and try to talk about my life, I'm like, how can you when I'm not really showing much? Like you're taking my words and you're twisting them. You're drawing your own conclusion based on what do you call it? Your opinion doesn't make it true. You get so it's Miss Carver doesn't make me mad. It's just irritating because she's an older woman.
Right.
So why would you want to spin it? She's the one that has diagnosed me with dialysis. She has diagnosed me with another disease. What was it? It's a what is it? It's a bone. Dang, I can't remember what she said, but she keeps dying saying that that's what this port is for. She said that she says a whole bunch of things, and I'm just like, where's the documentation? Because me, if I was in the audience listening to some of these people, right?
Mhm.
Because I get on here and tell people clearly, this is what I saw Trees do, and let me give you guys my thoughts and my opinions. I could be wrong, but this is what I feel, right? I make that announcement because I am a person that want that same respect, right? You get these people on here saying stuff about me as if they saw me, as if they have read about it, if they have documentation of it. Like it makes no sense. It's a big difference. So never mad. Just, it's just irritating to listen to lies about yourself when it's so easy to prove. I have a lease that I signed in 2009 where I live, right? And
Yes.
my children were still minors. Their names is still on the lease. At this point, 12 and a half, almost 13 years later, I have never renewed a lease with her. It became month to month, right? And I've just always been here. I love them, they love me. It works, right? But to hear that I couldn't rent this house by myself, that's irritating because I know it's not true. And I would hate to people to think that, like I don't care what people think, but it's just tell the truth. If you're gonna talk about it for a fact. Don't just throw out, things that is your opinion, but you state it as a fact. Like it's a big difference.
And so wait, Ashley, mom, she said, "Why are you only
Hey,
reading messy comments?" I mean, every
no, you
comment
can
in
read
here,
all of them.
every comment in here is like you throwing up the purple hearts. Roz see them, Roz supporters are here to support her, and there are people that have questions and that she's not going to answer on her platform. So they do have an opportunity to come over here, and I extended that courtesy. But one person put in and I'm not going to keep reading the same person comment. One person put in the comment, "What about Trees?" I don't. Where's that comment at? Oh, how do you think Trees feel? Um, listen, I've seen Roz.
But I talked about that before. I said Treese could take it or leave it.
Right.
She could take it or leave it. This is what she did. This is what she did, and this is my thoughts and opinion about her behavior. That's what I say.
But
I
but
can.
listen, what's so crazy because I don't know, I did a live on the inclusion guru. I hope she's in here. She's too good to go on anybody panel. You got to start from somewhere. You
Well,
know,
we can't listen to her till she can clear her skin. Like I can't take people that's with acne. You can't give me any advice. Like you have to figure out your own self first, and then come tell me about me. Like it's ridiculous.
but what? But the fact what I was trying to about Trees. Why is it that her supporters have thrown and swept the alleged allegations against her from her son under the rug? Under the
Oh, I don't know because
They
I
don't talk about that,
no,
but
they don't, and I
they
do.
don't. They sweep it under the rug like the inclusion guru told her. Oh, I couldn't even finish the part when Rod said that her son said that she da 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 up the but why
He
could you
said it. He said it. I repeated it. He said it.
but why is it that they can repeat something about a deceased child and call your
Oh,
son directly, but you can't sit there and give commentary about allegations that's serious in nature, heinous in nature about Latrice? But you could come over here and say, "Oh, Roz this, Roz that." Why haven't the Latrice sector addressed her allegations against her? They said, "Oh, that's family business, right?" But no, the door swing both ways. I'm sorry, I don't
yeah.
understand. I don't understand why they do that. Like I see things in the chat that I overlook because sometimes it could be disrespectful to any person, even if you're not up here, Roz, Miss Carver, Latrice, or whatever. I don't pin it because that's just whatever. But Roz is here answering questions like the G that she is. Anybody that come up here should be a G. That they should
You
be a
know,
G.
yeah, they better be a G because people say, "Oh, she's calculating because she's too calm." I like to have conversations where everybody can hear exactly what I'm saying. If we yelling and screaming and cussing and fussing, then ain't nobody heard, nothing, right? So this is why, I try to have the conversation where I could be very clear because my words get twisted. And I don't want people to be have misinformation. I want you to get it from the horse's mouth. This is why I popped up today. It's just like, let me tell you something. Let me tell you a thing or two.
Right. And you don't have a problem with laying it out
And
on
I
a line.
don't have a problem with it. Like, it is what it is. So hey,
I'm
look at.
and a lot of people know that a lot of Roz is not accessible. You know, when she go up to people panels and speak and try to get to the
And I'm
um,
trying not to. I'm not going on. No, I go on yours. I showed up with mail to extend an olive branch to them the other day. I'm being very careful, but I do know that you are honest, Bronx.
thank you.
As as quirky as your delivery is, I appreciate honest people.
Thank
So
you.
that's what makes me say, okay, I'm comfortable enough to come up here, right? I would never show up when I know somebody is determined just to dislike me and just
Right.
to spin the narrative, right? I don't even want to have a conversation with that type of person. So I appreciate your honesty. I'm not here to dictate what comments you read and which ones you don't, because I'm fair. Like, I'm not a dictator. I don't box people in. It is what it is. This is your platform. I'm a guest.
Thank you.
And I wouldn't have came if I wasn't open to have a conversation to answer some of the questions that people know they can't really say to me on a regular basis, because I don't talk to these people, right? So they can get it off their chest and we can move forward, hopefully.
Right. No, no.
you know.
I understand, and a lot, and people appreciate you in more
Yeah.
ways than one, and they try to get next to you, but they don't know how, and they just, I don't think that they will ever
Yeah.
get close to you how they think they would. I don't
Oh
think
no,
that
they uh-uh.
you're not
Mm,
going
no.
nowhere anytime soon. I think you
Nope.
stay. Um, um, you keep doing what you're doing because I feel like people sit there and persecute you, but Latrice don't make a appearance on anybody's platform unless she have the floor, and that's not right. You know, that's
Yeah,
that's that.
it's a lot of not right about what goes on in that situation. I have a reaction that I'll be doing today. I'm gonna save it for
Okay,
the Ross, save it for my
okay,
channel. But yeah, so I'll just say, facts over fiction. Be careful. And this is for everybody. Be careful what messages you spread, right? Because when you talk about something, I'm gonna give everybody some free game, right? This is a shameless plug. Make sure that if you didn't read it, if you didn't see it, if you didn't witness it, then don't say it as if you have factual information about something. You need to say, this is your opinion, or this has been alleged to the fact, right? Because when you say things as a fact, it can be held against you and you would have to prove that, if need be.
she answered that question after Snot Squad. She said no. You know, people pull shit out of a hat and they expect that shit to be true. She
Yeah.
said no. Her daughter is not.
No, no, that lady said that today. My daughter, listen, my daughter can work. They said my daughter's barred from working in California. My daughter is licensed to work in California. My daughter is licensed to work in Nevada. My daughter holds two bar in two different states that are available, active, open. It's public information, right, you guys? So when they said that my daughter lost her job, my daughter has never been fired from not one job.
Hmm.
Never been fired from not one job.
She did. She answered the question.
Yeah, so that's not true, but that's was put out today, and it was put out as a fact. Just
Right.
like me having a restraining order against my daughter was put out as a fact. And that's not true. I've never had a restraining order on my daughter. Um, to try to assassinate her. I think that people really have a problem with how they just don't want to believe that a single mom, and I say single mom because I'm a single mom in the home, but they fathers have always been active in their lives, just not in the same home as me, right? But they have always been accessible for their children. Um, but they feel some type of way because my daughter and we're very close. We're a close knit family. We, they come give me the love and support out loud on my panel. I'm on their panel. I'm in their chat. Like, we show each other love out loud, right? A lot of people can't do the same. I think that they are upset because it makes them feel bad about their reality, so they wants to assassinate the fact that me and my daughters are very close. They even said that my daughter put me out of her house in Vegas when I went to visit,
Hmm.
and that's not true. My daughter had a problem. My daughter didn't eat meat at the time, right? So I was going to get things, and she had made a comment about me having stuff in her refrigerator because she gets tempted, right? So she was on a strict diet at the time. And I got upset at my daughter. So I went and got me a hotel for the night.
Mhm.
My daughter called me all night, Mom, please come back. She did not want me to do that, but I was stubborn because I felt like, a certain way or whatever. And mothers and daughters go through things. We are not, we listen, we can bump heads. I bump heads with Juju, Davion. I bump heads with my adult children, but not to the point where there's no hatred, there's no get out. I left my daughter's house and went and got me a hotel for the night because I was upset at her. She was never upset at me, and she never would let the words "get out" to me roll out of her tongue. Like it would never come out. The disrespect will never happen. But this is the narrative that they try to paint because they just can't stand that the love that they see us display out loud on the internet. They don't like it. It
It's
makes them.
okay.
It reminds them of what they lack. So
That
they have to do that to me. That's my opinion of what I believe. Right.
it's okay, Candace. They're gonna say what they want to say. We
It's
letting them
okay.
rock and roll today. But
Yeah.
uh, what's the name? What is it? NC Diva. I would have had your comment marked. So what's this about your daughter have? Oh, here we go. I don't know what that means, NC Diva. If you want to answer this, Roz, that's up to you.
Yeah, I'm clearing the air today because I'm ready to move forward.
I don't know what
Like,
she mean. Maybe I think she miss whatever, Miss NC Diva. It's just a little typo. It's okay. What about your tune being in your daughter's name? I don't know what that means.
no, my daughter came. Listen, my daughter is a licensed attorney, NC Diva, and you'll never hear me say your name game, but I'm gonna say it today, NC Diva, because I see you everywhere talking big, big mess, and it's okay because you lack something apparently, right? So my daughter came on here on my panel. My video is still up. She said out loud, my mother's channels are not in my name. And I'm not going to put that on here for you guys to record it because I am a person that is held accountable for what
Hmm.
I say, right? She's held account. She took an oath to go through her day, her personal life, to be a certain way. And it's a word that they use when they swear her in, right? Ethnical. Like she is gonna be very honest, right? And law abiding. So
Yes.
when she came up here a week ago and made the announcement, because we hear those rumors, right? That my YouTube and stuff is in her name. She said, I'm going on record to let you guys know that my mother's channel is not in my name. She meant that, and that's the truth. So where do you go from there? If she said it, I said it. Just because somebody assume it does not make it true. This is what I want you guys to understand. What you hear, unless they could pull up a paper, show you documentation, then you know you
Yeah,
can't
but how is
believe
that even
everything.
possible for your daughter to have her channel and her? That
It's
is
not. Listen, why would she want to? My daughter
exactly
a good amount. You think she wants to be held responsible for my taxes?
right. Like that's crazy. So, like you
I
saying, if
work a
it's
regular job. So you mean I'm gonna have a W-2, a 1099? Oh, I'm gonna give her my 1099? Why would I do
right,
that? I'm gonna owe. She's
that's
gonna owe.
that's
Like it
crazy.
doesn't make any sense. Who's gonna accumulate bills? Listen, I'm still standing and holding the ground up under my feet down, and I could go depend on my daughter right now financially if I chose to. But I feel like I'm an able-bodied woman, and I'm not there yet. Although my daughters fight over who's gonna be the one to get the opportunity to take care of me. I said, Davion, you take because my Janae's gonna feed me salad every day. Like Davion will kind of let me get away with eating some junky food, but my Janae is strict, right? So I'm like, Dada, you better win the fight when I get older. Don't let this girl get me and be feeding me salad every day, right? So we joke about it. But my girls are looking forward to being able to care for me in my elder years, not my youth. I'm still youthful, y'all. And I don't depend on my daughter. I don't depend on her financially. I love to sit back and watch her spoil the hell out of my granddaughter. So why would I want to interrupt that when I'm still an able bodied woman? It makes no sense. Why would I give her my bills of a 1099 when she has my granddaughter to provide for? See, you guys have to think about it. And then you have to know who I am to know that I'm not going to add anything extra on any of my children's plate. I'm here to help them remove stuff off their plate if I can.
Right. I had to get after Snot Squad out of here. I don't know where your mentality goes or how
Just
far it
hateful.
travels, but
Yeah,
that's absolutely disgusting and despicable that your mentality and mindset is at that place. You know,
yeah.
everyone has this idea that, because Roz do reactions on Latrice that, she's getting the short end of the stick. What about Latrice? What is her karma? What is her karma for the things that she have experienced? What is her karma for the things that she have done to other people that have hurt other people in the long run? What is her karma?
But
What is she suffering at the hands of other people that she took advantage of? What is her karma for her son hating her? I don't
sitting on that
understand.
porch looking like an unmade bed. If she got money, then I must listen. If she got money, then I must be. Listen, she don't look like it. She don't act like it. She don't carry herself like it. So I don't believe her. But let me tell you. Let me say this because people are saying, oh, she's getting everything she deserves. Oh, everybody's coming at her. She deserves it. This is what they say, right?
Right.
It
Yeah.
don't. It doesn't hold any power. I have the power, right? See, what I embrace from what everybody is saying is all up to me. They don't have the power to give me karma. They don't have the power to make me feel any type of way. That's a personal choice. So when I respond to these people, I have decided to let it penetrate the skin that I'm in, right? See, I made a choice yesterday that I don't want to even allow it to move me. So what they think is karma, I say no, it's not because it's all up to me. When karma comes, then you can't block it, right? Then I can definitely block what they're saying. I could just simply ignore these people.
Right.
It's really just that simple. So if they consider that karma, then it's weak. It's weak karma because I shouldn't have any power to remove myself from it, and I do. You see, like they don't think. These people are so surface level thinkers. They need to think a little bit deeper because it's not karma for me. I'm just gonna ignore everybody. It
Right.
is what it is.
Yeah, that's just crazy how that's the only thing they could conclusion they could come to is like, because you saying something about Latrice they don't like, oh, that's your karma. Like, that has nothing to do with anything. That is absolutely
Well,
ludicrous.
me talking about Latrice have had some benefits, you guys. Like, let me not be the bearer of bad news. They said it's this, but I have built a platform. It has generated revenue. It has built an audience. It has gave people. It's a lot of pluses to me talking about Latrice. Okay, so let's not forget about that. When they're talking about it, put the good up in there too, because it's some good that, and then people are learning from what I'm saying using her as a blueprint. So it's a lot of pluses to it as well.
Yeah, Terry Wilson, Latrice is a horrible mess. I guess a hot mess.
Yes.
But so is Ross. Both carried themselves poorly and both have to pay for their actions. God is
I
not
beg to
pleased.
differ. I
Right.
carry myself like a woman.
You
I'm
do.
professional every day. I'm kind every day. So I disagree.
But look, and then she says God is not pleased, so stop using his name
But
in
did
this sense.
God tell you that? Did he
Right.
did he whisper in your ear something about me? And that's another thing. Let me tell you,
That's a
let me give
contradiction.
you guys another shameless plug on the ignorance that surface around this thing. When I hear people say, because God had a message for you, and he told God is not going to give another person a message about me.
Right.
If God has a message for me, then he is so powerful that he can get right to me, right? So I don't believe people when they say that God spoke to them about me. That's not true. He could just come talk to me himself. God is powerful. It ain't like he can't find me. If he found you to give you a message for me, then he can find me himself. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
right.
Like these people sound stupid.
That's
So just they gotta think about what they say when they say it. I don't believe you. I don't
right.
believe it.
I know they come in here because they have an opportunity to question you
To talk to
and
me.
to talk to you. You answer pleasantly. I think you answer pleasantly and professionally. It's just that
I am.
when they come to the conclusion that God has everything to do with what's going on, and
Oh.
we have these fake evangelists, we have these fake preachers, and people up here talking about God every single day, but right smack dead in the middle of it.
Oh.
You know.
But twerking at night, honey. They better go on somewhere.
So it's like
Girl.
I've come up here and she spread light. She's an easy person to talk to. She's not a combative. She's a pleasant guest, and I appreciate her coming on. Anybody's up here is welcome. No one
Yeah.
is disbarred. Excuse me, disbarred. No one is not allowed to come
Don't
up
say
here.
that. They gonna be like, because Bronx says she got disbarred. Now she's talking about Nana.
Right.
She's talking about Marjanae.
Let me rephrase that. Reword that. A lot of people want Ra's attention, and she's here, and
Yeah,
y'all can't even respect her because you have her attention. That's the sad part about it. Like that
right, right.
you have the opportunity to ask her the questions you want to ask her, and you have to bring that street mentality over here. She's not even up
I'm
here
not
for that.
even gangster right now. Y'all want me to get gangster? What y'all want? I'm
they want
trying to be. I always start off nice,
they
but
they
I
want you to get gangster.
they
They
want
they
me to
they
get. I don't feel like.
do you have anybody else you want to address, like in like not directly, or you have heard
No.
anything? No.
No, I
Okay,
left them
because
people yesterday. I'll be having this. I only listen today to screen record, but like I tell my daughter, I think we have enough. Like anything else that you need to get, because I can't sit through them lives. Like I can't. I know people are saying things as a fact and kind of trying to assassinate her character, which they don't have the power to do so. But spinning those false narratives, when she's building herself and I'm building my brand, is something to make, to really document. Like, we have to make sure we document this stuff because it's a sense of being protected too. There's nobody that I need to address because I'm just moving right along. Like I said, I have a great reaction coming up later on. I want to laugh. I want to,
okay,
have a deep conversation. I was just here to kind of clear the air because, like I said, this is mutual grounds, and
yes,
anybody that has some misunderstanding, they could ask me directly.
yes, they have, and I appreciate them. And they
Yeah.
throwing up red hearts for trees. I'm just saying, if y'all
Oh, it's
about it, right, and in the bushes, and y'all representing trees like the way you question her, throw the hearts up, then ask a question.
okay.
Make it look like
Yeah.
that you really are a supporter. Throw the hearts up for
Right.
trees because
Look,
she
I
said
don't even see why they be so pressed. People see a purple heart and be like, no purple heart. I'm like, damn, it's a heart. I'm not actually there. But green, red hearts don't bother me. My son love
right.
red. I love all colors. Shit, throw up
That's what I'm
yellow,
saying.
purple, green.
Like
You see how childish that be? Like, it's like, girl, we are grown. Like,
exactly. I feel like if you in the bushes and you watching and you want to throw a red heart up for trees, throw it up in the air. Show the trees that you are her supporter in somebody else's domain and someone else's land and someone else's lane. If y'all about it, y'all ask all these questions that don't have nothing to do with anything, hateful questions that don't even deserve an answer. Which Roz was so nice to answer it because that's
yeah,
who she is. If y'all about it, throw it up in the air. Purple Hearts don't they throw it up in the air and represent and show
yeah.
Roz that they support
I
her,
see
throw it up
those.
in the air.
Right. I see
That
the
don't bother
doses
her. That don't
in.
bother me.
It don't. That's what I'm saying. It's so childish. Why would it?
Right?
Like about
Like
that type of stuff. But
like
that's the level of hate they have. They don't even want to see a color of a heart because they have so much hate for a person. Like that's crazy. And people think that I hate trees. I don't have. Listen, hate is a strong emotion. I don't have hate for her. I dislike the stuff that she displays. I dislike that it's impressionable young women that probably look at the fact that she brags about getting to be a millionaire on this with this behavior. I don't want them young women to get the idea that that's the way to go about doing it. Like I have a reason why I talk about the stuff that I talk about. I want these women to know the truth, because I feel like she fabricates a lot of her situation, and I just don't want them to be bamboozled with the facade of something that she's displaying because it's not true. So that's why I talk about it, but I don't hate her. I
do
don't
you
hate.
see do you see a change in Latrice at all? Have you seen a change in her since you've been doing commentary on
I seen the fact that she's not around her children. I see that she has put no for real. I see that she is putting more effort. I seen her really um doing a lot of craziness, right? I think that she's trying to be a little bit more aware of her behavior because she knows that I'm gonna talk about it. Like I think that she's trying to do things different, but sometimes who she is comes out of her pores, right? Like I would love to see, and I say this all the time, I would love to see while she's apart from her children of her going to get the help so that she could be a better person for them when they return, right? Like I say, if you're gonna be a mom's channel and you have showed all these mistakes out loud, why can't you display fixing the error of your ways out loud, just to show these young women that that's not the way to go? Because as much as I say this, it's still people sitting back thinking that they can take shortcuts through life of being a mom or whatever, and they're going to be okay because they're watching this lady on the internet and she dropped the ball. So can, like, let's create a stronger society for our children, because society for us kind of was messed up. It was good for our grandparents, but then in our generation things got messed up, and things just keep on getting messed up because the homes are mothers are dropping the ball, fathers and mothers are dropping the ball, with the kids. So I'm saying go get the help that you need so that you could be a better mother for your children and show the world that. But even
Okay,
if you don't, it's
can
okay.
I can I
Yeah.
get you for a little bit, 5 more minutes, because I want to go into the trees with your commentary. Just
Okay.
so I know that you do commentary on the trees, and you're not,
Mhm.
you do a reaction and you speak on what you see, and you give her advice, you give her suggestions. And a lot of people have said that when you first came out, you were so sweet, you were so nice, and when you became big, you became a different person. Um, what is it that about Latrice, her parents in particular? Because I really don't like going into the parenting. Like, aside from her being who
Mhm.
she is, what is it that you don't think that she's doing a good enough job for her children? Aside from let's put the essay charges to the side, because she has three
Okay.
babies right now. Now,
Mhm.
what would be your main problem with Latrice and her parenting uh, with the
The
children?
not giving those kids a warm, loving environment, doing nothing that mothers do, not putting on a hot meal, not having any structure. And let's not even talk about not getting them to school, being decent, look, their appearance wise, right? Like when I first started watching her, and I helped her with this, right? She would tell the kids to get dressed for school the night before, so when they wake up in the morning they can just go straight to school. That's not okay. That's not how that's how it should be. Like, you have to put more into your children's appearance, because we know when you look good, you feel good, you do good, right? When you feel slimy, sluggish, and you're coming out of this environment that's chaotic, how are you going to go through school and perform? Like, I think that she could have did better with giving those kids structure. I think she could be more loving and considerate, especially with Courtney. I watched her use, in my opinion, she never gave him love or affection. She really used him to babysit and take care of the kids, and really made his life miserable during some crucial years, that she should have took that time to be accepting to who he was, embrace who he was, love him, and not make him so responsible for her little kids. Um, what else did she do? The conversations that she has in front of her children, I think that opened them up far too soon, for things that they didn't need to be aware of. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it just goes on and on and on, Bronx. Like, it's just a lot of stuff when she talks about um sucking, she talks
Right,
about a lot of stuff. And I wouldn't have, like, I couldn't imagine,
right.
like, that would be, it would be uncomfortable for me. It would be uncomfortable if I felt like my kids had to hear stuff like that, right? Like, or had to not have structure, or not be taken to school full, looking my best, feeling my best. And I know I've even had down days where I had my Janae brush Davion hair up, right?
Yes,
Some days, sometimes we don't feel like it. But when that's every day, you are putting in no effort, but you brought these kids into this world just to allow them to grow, and you don't want to put nothing into them. That's a problem. That's not how it should be. It takes a lot more than just, providing somewhere to stay. You have to bring warmth and love in your home. If and I'm not saying that she had to be perfect. I'm just saying, can you take the effort? Can you try?
yes.
Like, I never witnessed her trying to give them structure. And when I started talking about it, I seen her trying, but she was so angry that I was saying it. instead of doing what was best for her kids, she was more so trying to fight against what was being said. And see, other people's opinion would never sway me on loving my kids and doing what's best for them. Like it just wouldn't, I wouldn't fight that. I would embrace that, but she couldn't. So those type of things, Bronx.
But it would serve her best if you feel these type of ways about her parenting. Like she probably like hire extra help, right? Like, just as a guidance
Or
and
maybe drink with your friends on the weekend, kind of cut some time during the week. The kids should see you being productive. And just like the other day, let me make this for her kids have never witnessed her going to work. Sometimes you got to set the stage, right?
right.
We know that everybody's not going to be able to blow up on social media. I don't care who your mom is, who your dad is, you still got to come and bring what you bring, right? Um,
Yes.
the other day she was in the car with her kids and it was their birthday, and the kids are so prone to having somebody give them something, right? Because this is what she has taught them. They haven't I haven't heard them speak about a job, a career day. I remember Davion used to go to these expos for different, just I would try to pour into things that would better equip them. But the little boy sat in the car and was like, well, can you tell them to cash app us, for his birthday, right? And
Right.
I'm like, okay, but see, you're already training them to get it from the social media. This is what they're watching. So if you're noticing that your kids are picking up on that, that's probably not going to serve them well, long lasting, right? Why don't you set the stage that's really going to benefit your children? The reason why all of my children don't mind going to punch a clock, because they watch me punch a clock. The reason why my children know it's important to wash your clothes when on off days, and get yourself together when you on weekends and stuff, is because they watch me do it. The reason why my kids will not go to the corner store and buy a hot burrito and a bag of chips versus going to make groceries to make a complete meal, because that's what I did. Like sometimes we have to make it normal. We have to do things so we can instill things in them so they don't lose out. How much money do you waste running to the corner store buying stuff daily when you could just make a grocery list and get what you need and come home and make meals? It's like more um
Okay, so here we go, Ross. Terry. Terry has a question. I think it's decent. I think
okay, but do
is
you understand
respect.
what I'm trying to say? I
I
have a list
understand
of
what you're
things,
trying to say.
but
I just
okay.
before I get to Terry, do you honestly speaking, you're a mother, I'm a mother. I come out and say I'm not the perfect mom. My kids would say that, but they
Yeah,
know
I'm
I
not
love them
perfect
and
either.
I
I'm
care
not.
for
I'm
them.
not. I
Um,
don't carry that title. People
so
give it to me. I don't take it.
so before I answer this question, Terry, I got you. Do you think, and you got to answer this honestly, you don't have to answer at all. Are you willing to go on the record and say that you think Latrice, whatever, LA, is a 100% horrible mother? You don't see any good in her. You got to
I'm
just
not gonna. I'm not gonna go on a record and say I don't. Bronx,
I,
if I could be honest, listen, when I watch her videos, I'm not around her 24/7. I don't know
right,
what she do when the cameras is off, but
right,
I know the ridiculous stuff that I see when the cameras are on. So
right.
if they want me to pull the good from that, how can I when she gets on there acting a clown daily? Like, what does she do on camera that we could say is so? Oh wait, she takes Rennie to get her hair done.
Yes.
Um, I just can't really pull a lot of what I see. If I could just be really, really honest. Now what she does when that camera is off, maybe she does have some qualities, about herself. Even with her going to get the Airbnb at the birthday party.
Okay.
Somehow, some way, if I wanted to give her a compliment, right?
Right.
She takes it away because she comes with her conversation. I'm just like, it got to be something more that she needs to figure out about herself, because she'll take conversations and make them inappropriate at every junction. Like it's just like I
Okay.
don't know.
So here
I
go
don't know.
Terry.
Hmm.
Let's refrain from calling Terry stupid because this is a nice, decent question, and I think it's respectful. And Roz don't have a problem with answering questions like this. She is a professional. and I respect.
Girl,
You
I
are
know
very
you're
professional.
professional. I
You
am
are.
not a professional, girl. Don't
You,
do that. They
you.
already said she thinks she's perfect. No, you
No, you
think
are
I'm perfect.
professional. People
Okay.
you could blend in with the crowd, and you're a logical thinker. So a lot of people misread you. You're more logical than emotional. I agree with this is from Terry. I agree with everything you just said about trees. But if you're in social work, why didn't you take the proper steps to help the kids? You talking about her every day for money is not it.
Okay, listen, but listen to this. When I'm not in a position to physically go and help the kids, right? I'm in California, they're in Atlanta. I offer suggestions. I tell Tree she could take it or leave it. I have never called CPS on her ever in my life to destroy her or anything like that. I followed up with the actions that Courtney gave, right? I followed up. They never called me back. So I just said that county's kind of lax, right?
Hmm.
But the money is a plus. I would give this information away for free if I felt like it would be helping people, right? So the money is a bonus. And I tell everybody that. When I came on here, I wasn't making any money. It took me a while to begin to make money, but
Yeah.
it didn't stop me from coming to give my thoughts and opinion. And if I stop making money today, I will still come on here and give my thoughts and opinion because my whole thing is, can we just get back to a better society? Can we get back there?
Well, that's wishful thinking.
I am wishful thinking, but this is what, I do. I really feel like, in my grandparents' day, they had an amazing childhood. Like it was, people really, they families were really loving and like it's just like in my children generation, is so many kids that come from this broken thing. Like they knocking people over the head, they carjacking, they killing, they doing this, they robbing. It's just sad. And if you meet some of these kids and then you meet the mom or meet the dad, then you say, this is why, because the parents dropped the ball. So the kids are out here surviving and they're trying to survive. And then they're so hurt because of abuse and having all these scars that they're putting stuff in their system like drugs that's making them do really heinous crimes on people's, right? So can we get back to loving our children so they don't need to numb themselves?
That's
You know
I
what I'm
agree.
saying?
I agree. It probably served her, me, and her, and a lot of other women that probably have something missing when it comes to like fully caring and showing affection for your child. I'm going to say I don't think she's a
Yeah.
100% horrible mother. Um,
Mm,
the interactions I have seen with her and her children, I thought they were cute and adorable. I don't go that far. Like I seen her with her daughter. I think it's
mhm.
sweet for the most part. Seeing her with her sons, the videos she made with her sons. I've talked. With the little twins. I don't think she's an absolute horrible mother. I think she's like lack awareness, like you say. I think that's what you should like bring to her attention that she and you have that she
I
lack
have.
awareness and you have.
Yeah,
I
I said
give you
while
that.
you're alone and the kids are away, take this time to build yourself.
Yes,
It's parenting classes that are free, right?
yes,
I know that if California has it, I know that Atlanta probably has it, right? If you
yes,
want the information, it's resources out there. You can start at your local social service department, right? I
yes,
need help. I need therapy. It's free therapy. Mental health is real. So whatever she's struggling with, and whatever, if she wanted to be a better version of self for the sake of her children, it's at her disposable. It's there for her to get it. So I say the reason why I can't find the good is because she does not even identify that there's a problem
that well. So
out loud. Maybe she do, but out loud she doesn't. What she
Terry,
shows us that she doesn't.
because a lot of people were saying her behavior, so we know her behavior. So I guess
Hmm.
Terry, this is her opportunity to get your attention. I'm not going to keep reading Terry comments, but she is in here and she's going
I
against it.
don't mind. I don't
Okay,
mind.
okay. See, Terry, here she goes. So she said, but it, and now I already know the answer part to this because you have taken responsibility. But isn't it your responsibility? This is what Terry says to report the bad behavior of the mother. Didn't you take an oath or pledge to protect
Yes.
kids? Um,
Hmm.
Social workers can make a difference in any state. Um,
No, that's out of my jurisdiction. And if I'm not there to witness it, now I can look at a video, right? And the first thing Teresa's gonna say, oh, it's comedy. They know I'm a comedian. It was, I listen, I have to be aware. I have to observe. I have to physically witness, you
Yes.
know, neglect, right? I can't
Yes.
just call and say, well, I think, well, today, this is what I saw. She can make several reasons, right? And I'm not, listen, I'm saying, Trees, get some help. I'm a mandated reporter. If I see a little kid on the playground and the daddy knock her to the ground and beat her and she has to walk into the classroom, I can go to the office and do what I have to do, right? Make a complaint, tell them what I witnessed with my own two eyes. But I cannot get on social media because she's very calculated of what she shows. I can see that there is things going on that she could do differently, but do I deem it neglect? Let me tell you guys something else. Let me make you guys aware of something, right? You could
Mhm.
be homeless with your child.
Yes.
That's not grounds for your child to be removed from your custody. See, people
That's
think,
true.
like, it's certain, it's a lot. Like, you really, and even if I come into the house, when I do my home visits and I go into the house and we check for food, if you got a stick of butter, a couple pieces of bread, you, as long as you got certain things, and it could be barely nothing, but if you got certain things that's edible, then you're not even going to get in trouble for having lack food. Like, it's certain things. But what we can do is offer resources. What we do is try to keep the child in the home, so we'll extend the mothers to get parenting classes. We'll try to set them up where they can be more productive. We offer resources for counseling and therapy and tutoring, free tutoring. We'll let them know how important it is to get the kid to school decent, clean, not sleepy, tired. So it's a lot of preventative things that go on before a child is just removed. So I can't report her because I'm not there to witness it, Miss Terry.
No, and you know what? The chat is going. They are typical Latrice, and I don't know if you Latrice supporters or you just being hateful, but the fact that they come in here and think they can highlight, the death of your son, and that's supposed to listen.
I
I
don't,
want them to be
my
fair.
baby.
I want them to be fair because they are not exactly fair. Why haven't LA supporters and whatever have spoken in full about the allegations that were brought against her son? But when those allegations first came out, Roz was on the panel and she crossed every dotted every I, crossed every T. You did
Hmm.
what you had to do. I remember that live. That
Yeah.
okay, you had everything. That's why I'm like, why would they think she a scam? Anyway, but what I want to know is why haven't anyone addressed the allegations that was brought against Latrice Allen from her son? Nobody on nobody on Latrice Allen supporters have even touched that subject. Yeah, threw it under the rug. So it's okay, and it's brave enough for you to say something about somebody that can't defend themselves, that's not here, that has nothing to do with anything. But this child,
What
Courtney,
did they
excuse me,
say? I
is
didn't
still
see it.
talking about, oh, you a horrible mother. Like Candace is
Listen,
deleting
listen.
comments.
They want. Let me explain this because I've been hearing this a lot too. That I was aware of my son's situation.
Yes.
When I learned that that happened to my son, it had already happened. The first phone call I got from was from the Oakley Police Department. It's all in the newspaper, you guys. The Oakley Police Department called me because they had Jewel and Nene, which is my children's mother, had them detained. When they come on the scene of something, they detain all the adults, right? So they had them detained. All my grandkids was up there with no supervision. They called me and told me that an incident had occurred. They did not tell me that my son's life was gone. On that phone call, I did not learn until I actually got on the scene. I did not even know that Joel was having a problem. Nobody called and said Joel was arguing or Joel was having a problem. I wasn't aware. All I know is that earlier that day he left with his girlfriend. I didn't even know about a birthday party. So when I got the phone call that I needed to come to this scene to pick up my grandkids, that's what I did. And I learned that my son had passed away. Joel was detained. Nene was detained. I got my grandkids and my other family started showing up shortly after I got there. Now, people said that I encouraged him to go see about Joel. No, I did not encourage him to go that night. He came by here. He picked up his car. I was surprised to see him because was up here earlier moving furniture. I gave away my damn furniture to my little cousin. He came and took it to her for me. He told me I could keep his car for a few days because I didn't want to be in that Challenger. He showed back up that night to get his car. He never said Jewel was having a problem or anything. But my son had took the role of being a really true big brother, right? So he had went and diffused situations with, with Jewel before with talking to the dad. They had a good relationship. The dad is not the one that hurt my son. It was the stepfather that did not know my son. When
Mm-hmm.
my son got out the car, the stepfather shot him,
Mm.
right? It took everybody by surprise, even I'm sure the dad that lost his life as well. Um, but people said I sent him, that I was aware that Joel was having problems, that Joel was going to pick up clothes. That wasn't the case. But you see how they'll put that story out there and they'll say, oh, you didn't protect your son. You encouraged him to go diffuse a problem with Joel. That's not true. Because if I was aware that Joel was right around the corner from me having a problem, then I would have told Myron not to go. You know what I'm saying? I would have preferred to go and have the police meet me there when we got there if it was so chaotic to the point where it was going to be lost, life lost, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's not true. See, they have the story all twisted, and they want me to be this bad mom. Just because they say it don't make it true, you guys. You can go get the article. You can it's documented out there. If I was aware that it was a problem, I would have advised Myron not to go, and I would have had the police meet me there, because that way that the police is always the ones that could help me with a chaotic situation versus me taking my son to go into war. Like, that's not me. I know I talk, I'll be like, we could do this. I'm not pulling up nowhere. It just be about pull up and talk your piece and let's go back and forth. But I'm not inviting any type of problems. But if you come to my home, then I always say I play defense, right? I will defend myself.
Right.
I'm not afraid to do so, right? But far as me being aware of that whole situation prior to my son losing his life is just not true. It's just, I don't care how they spin it. It just did not happen that way.
Well, so let me ask you a question. Just a little, probably a little sensitive, just for my,
It's okay. I think I'm
So
turning
you
tails right
you ran, not ran into, but the day of Max Myron death, right?
now. Hmm.
You were there fully. He was still. How could I? I don't know.
Well, the police greeted me when I walked. When I pulled up to the scene, it was police officers everywhere, yellow
Okay.
tape,
Thank
right?
you.
It was
Okay.
a few people that went to the hospital.
Okay.
Because by now I got my Janae on the phone. I'm like, well, the police want me to come to the scene in Oakley. I'm panicking, but I'm trying to get there. I couldn't even drive. My
Mm,
friend that lives, my neighbor, basically drove me around there, right?
hmm.
When I got there, they didn't let me walk up on my son. I didn't see him at first,
Okay.
right? They
Okay.
stopped me before I got there and greeted me with my grandbabies. And my grandbabies and them was telling me that their dad was hurt.
You still there, Ross?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
No.
I'm just trying to,
But
but
take your time, because a lot of people are hateful and evil and vengeful. Nobody in this chat, or
mm,
from anywhere you think you may come from, or any of your diabolical thoughts, can determine anyone's faith. Okay,
yeah, yeah.
that's it's not your fault.
Oh
That your
yeah,
son passed away.
and not Jewel's either.
And it's
It's
not
not.
Joel's fault
It's
that he
not.
passed away. He got up that day, uh, probably continued his same routine, and thought he was going to continue with his same routine. Nobody thought that the death of your son was going to happen that day. Nobody in this chat could determine
And
anyone's
the young
fate.
ladies, they always say beef with Hernandez. They lost their dad too.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, it was two great people lost that night, because I had briefly met the dad, before, because Joel was dating a young lady for about 6, 7 months. So I had briefly met this guy. He was talking about doing work on my Challenger. He really liked it, you know, just briefly. He was a kind guy. I never had a problem with him. So that night when, all that happened, I felt bad for both families, but I was angry for a long time. But now the time has passed, my heart goes out to them, because those young ladies, they depended on their dad. Like, they lost their whole house out here in Brentwood. I
right.
don't know where those young ladies live at. I haven't had any communication with them, but I feel bad because they needed their dad just like my grandkids needed their dad. And this stepfather that had a drug addiction, that wasn't aware, he took things too far. He took things too far, and it was uncalled for.
Right. And see, the people in the chat like, move on, Bronx, move on, Bronx. Listen, Roz is here because she know how to
I want to clear the air, you guys.
comfort,
I really
right?
do.
And
I'm
she's
sick
here to
of hearing it.
comfort the Raw Squad. And I
Yeah,
know it may be a little bit uncomfortable for you to hear, but if you let this woman, Roz, who's here, Rosalind, come and explain to you, not explain, but give it to you from her heart and from her vulnerability, it would probably be a little bit easier on the chat and the Roz Squad and the sister circle for those who's closest to Roz that love her so much, hearing it from her, even
it's
if
okay,
she's, you know,
Alexis.
either way, she's going to get it out there, have a clear understanding, and move on slowly. She's not going to heal from the death of her son. It's always going to be there. His spirit travels around her every single day. And I'm pretty sure you said he was a Pisces. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. And Pisces are like, they deep thinkers and they very spiritual. So I know he's
Yeah.
around you,
Yeah.
and giving
Yeah.
you the comfort that you need to come forward and standing by your side, and you feel his presence so you
Yeah.
can move forward and tell these people who are ignorant of the facts. It may be comfortable, but I think a lot of her Raw Squad need to hear it and not push it on
Well,
the
my
rug.
Raw Squad, they're aware of it. It's all the people that's trying to assassinate. And I'm just like, and it's so crazy, Bronx, because I got a little emotional, you guys. But when I relive that night, you guys, I don't care where I'm at. It hurts, right? But anyway,
Exactly.
let me move past that. But the Raw Squad already know. I've explained this story time and time again. I
Yes.
just don't understand. Out of all my children, Myron and Davion, I tell the world, are my kindest, sweetest, give you the coat off their back, right? Now, Majane and Jewel, they rule with an iron fist. Like they have zero tolerance. They're not open. They're kind, but you have to earn their kindness, right? Myron and Davion are the they were just the nice,
Yes.
Myron was just he was a helper. Everybody loved Myron, right? And
Hmm.
Myron was the real big brother. I was just telling people, he would take Davion. I didn't like Davion to go out to clubs and stuff out here because there's a lot of violence, right? He would come and get Davion to take her to clubs and supervise her. He wouldn't even have a drink until he let her party, but then he'll bring her home around 12:30, 1 o'clock, and he'll go back and do his thing. But he wanted her to experience being able to go out, and he wanted to be, that's the type of brother he was. He would come and take Davion places just so that she can have a kind of fun life. Like even before he passed, he took her to a Halloween party. When he was ready to party, he was like, "Okay, Buddha, let me drop you off at home because I'm finna do my own thing now." But he gave her the opportunity to get out and kick it because my girls don't have a lot of friends, so he always had to watch her back. But I'm like, out of everybody that they could drag through the streets, if these hateful people ever had the opportunity to meet Myron, they would feel so bad because he was so kind. He was just a really kind person naturally. So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
No, I understand. It's just a lot of people. It may be uncomfortable for a lot of people to hear that you speaking about it over and over again, but they're forcing your hand,
They
and I
do.
think
They
and
force me.
they force your hand, and I think you do put a nice, not a nice, you dampen and you tone it down, and
Yeah.
a lot of people, they're gonna say what they're gonna say. They're
Yeah.
hateful, they're diabolical. Like there's people in the chat, you sitting here, you showing vulnerability, you showing strength
Hmm.
and vulnerability, and they seem just not to get with that. I don't want to read half of the comments that these people are saying, like,
Okay. But this is what, let me tell you the plus about this conversation, what just
okay,
came over on me.
okay,
Regardless to how sensitive it may be, it
yeah,
needs to be said because guess what? If they still choose to do what they're doing, then that's just an evil choice that they're making.
right,
Because I've said it, I've laid it out on the line. I've told people where they can go find it and search it for themselves. I'm not hiding anything about anything. So if they want to keep on, because I think it's so intimidating, because I do consider the fact that I successfully raised my babies and I'm proud of the people that they are, right? Like I wasn't the perfect, but I did a damn good job, and I'm not going to take that from myself, right? So if those people still want to spin it and put all this other stuff about me, and want to try to find reason to say that I'm not who I say I am, that's okay. That's just them choosing to remain ignorant. So it is what it is.
But you do get you said you receive what is it? What type of counseling? 3 times a week you said? Was
Well,
it
yeah, no, I had intense where I was going every day.
every day? Okay.
Going
So you're coping with it either way, you confronting it, and it's not like you are, I don't know. I just feel like people, that should be the last thing people should try to like sting you with, is the death of your son. Is she still there? You still, I can't hear her. Can y'all still hear me? We lost Roz for a moment. I just, let me see. I just feel like when people feel like that is like a disarm Roz with talking about her deceased son and you get joy out of it, you are hateful. I'm pretty sure you are miserable in your life. I can almost guarantee that you are miserable in your life and that you don't have no happiness and you don't have no good luck and that you won't have good luck because your heart determines everything. I don't think with my heart most of the time. I think logically, but I do feel empathy, sympathy, whatever I have to feel for Ross as a mother. She lost a child. I could never actually feel what she's feeling, because that's something that nobody wants to, how you say it, experience. So when people come in here like Rita and NC Diva, and the opposing side talking about the death of her son, and that's not what we're talking about. Why don't you be about it, and why don't you keep it 100, and why don't you go ask Latrice the questions that people need to ask? Why don't y'all, Latrice supporters, ask the questions that need to be asked so Roz don't have to be doing commentary on it? That's all I'm saying. You know, wait, what? So why are you the only? Why? So why are you only denouncing Sweet Tea because Roz is up there? She has been dogging her son. Let's get one thing straight, Alex. I'm not. I'm denouncing Sweet Tea and her commentary of Rod's son. I didn't say Sweet Tea as a whole a disgusting, despicable person. I said a hoes and the sluts and the dirty bitches that's talking about Rod's deceased son. Y'all bitches are nasty, disgusting, and despicable and just downright dirty. Sweet Tea is different. She's intelligent. She don't have to go there. I said I won't ever have a problem with Sweet Tea, and I won't ever have a problem with Roz. I don't have a problem with denouncing these other hoes, but these other hoes, I definitely will put them beneath my feet. You dirty ass bitches. That's what y'all are. That's what you want me to say, Alex. No, I don't have to talk to Sweet Tea like that. I could talk to Sweet Tea in a way where she understands and it's heartfelt. Okay, that's the difference. She don't have to do that. She shouldn't do that. It's not a good character trait. It doesn't look good on her for someone that's intelligent. For someone that I heard speak on the phone, and I spoke to her on the phone. She was nice, polite, kind, and thoughtful. And the way she interacted with her daughter beautifully. So when I hear her talk like that, it just goes to show, Sweet Tea, you have that same thoughts and behaviors as these other fucking low lives and this mentality and this mindset these other people project. I'm just saying to Sweet Tea is that, you are coming up, you are gaining traction, you are getting your audience in. You don't want a certain type of freaking audience around you just because you are gaining traction and you are about to be probably the next thing coming. Okay? That's all I want to know. Is like, why does she, out of all people, have to go there? Fuck those other people, those nasty, disgusting, despicable, unintelligent. Because those bitches are unintelligent. They are fucking brain dead. Okay, brain dead. Okay, the first thing that comes to your mind is talk about someone's child. I'm setting Sweet Tea to the side. I'm setting her to the side for the simple fact I like Sweet Tea. Okay. And I'm just saying, Sweet Tea, you don't have to do that. Go in a neutral stance. Go neutral. Because once you start giving the red, throwing out the red meat to the freaking savages, to the scavengers, they're going to always expect that from you. Okay. You have something special that you don't even know you have. You have an appeal. Once you have an appeal, once you have a following, once you have a lead, you don't even have to say half of the shit you say. All right, Sweet Tea. This is not for me and Sweet Tea to go into a back and forth. Oh shit. This is not for me and Sweet Tea to go in the back and forth. I like Sweet Tea and I like Roz. I like both of them. Okay, the chat and the live that she had, you want to keep it 100. People was fucking swarming around her because they want to get known. They want to get close to her, right? People that never came up on her platform. She had a nice live. They want to get next to her. Okay, they want to get next to her because they know she's the up next and coming. All right, people are fake with their intentions. People will try to play me and her against each other. And I will let you know, sweet tea, behind the scenes, I did not let anyone disrespect you. I did not let anyone try to come between me and you. Okay? I fought for you. People who listen. When I say that people behind the scenes try to do any and everything to get in your ear, to play you against people, I'm not that type of person. One person, two people, they could not play me against, and they would never ever play me against. Is Sweet Tea and Roz. I'm just saying, Sweet Tea, you moving in a different direction. I see you growing. I see you blossoming. Yeah, you may curse, you may say shit that's out of the ordinary. I just feel like certain things you don't have to go low and do. All right. Fucking air me out if you want to. And I'm not talking to Sweet Tea personally because I feel like she would take this with a grain of salt. And I feel like she would take this like I'm not coming at her to start a problem. But there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people that were trying to play me and you, Sweet Tea, against each other. Believe me when I tell you. And that's for free. I'm telling you. Okay? That's all I got to say about that shit. Hey, Candace.
Hey, Bronx girl. I just wanted to say something real quick. I will not be on your panel long. I just wanted to address something.
Thank you,
I've been getting
Christine.
sent a lot of text messages of people saying that go unsubscribe for Candace because what she's doing, sticking up for Roz, talking down on other people. Listen, this Bronx panel, I know how Bronx rock. I don't have a side. I'm not on Rod's side. I'm not on Sharita's side. I'm on Candace's side. If you want to unsubscribe to me because I have morals and values and I'm not agreeing with that deceased kid shit, do that, please. I don't care. Y'all are taking this shit too far and too serious, and it's sickening. As mothers, how do you talk down on someone and their deceased kid? One of the screenshots sent to me is Roz don't even like Candace. I don't give a flying fuck who likes Candace. Right is right and wrong is wrong. I cannot rock like that. I'm not deleting nobody talking bad about Roz in the comments unless it comes down to talking about her son. I can't roll like that. And if that makes y'all unsubscribe, please do so. I
Well,
don't
why
even
they
care enough about
unsubscribing from you
because
because you say
I
not?
am choosing Roz's side over whoever else side. I'm not choosing nobody damn side. I don't have no parts in the drama with them.
No, you're
That's not
making
my
it make
piece.
sense. That's what you're doing. You're
This
telling
is
them.
so stupid.
You telling them in the chat, listen, please refrain from talking about this deceased woman's child or you will be blocked. That's not allowed over here. Okay. We spoke about it. Ross spoke about it. But for people to continuously coming up here talking about, oh, you got your karma. I'm trying to let Roz up, but it's not even letting me let her up. Talking about she got her karma. This is her karma. That is not even allowed over here. And I'm just trying to clear up things between me and Sweet Tea because I know that Sweet Tea got a lot of motherfucking scavengers and leeches around her that want to get next to her because they want to get on with her. Okay, if she go neutral, you will determine who's on your side and who's not on your side. You don't need nobody right now. You still need your support. You still need your audience. You can't run your chat by itself. You can't run your platform by itself. That's talking about you. You know, people call you sourpuss. You know, people have their dislikes about you not being a nurse. I know how to overlook that shit. All I'm saying is a person came in to like, oh, why you denouncing Sweet Tea? Because I have a different like for Sweet Tea. I just don't think she have to get that downright gritty and dirty in the mud with these other people. And I'm not gonna back up. And I'm not gonna how you say it? What's the word for it? I'm not going to make it or sugarcoat anything with anybody. Okay, neutral is the best way to go. The best way to go.
Exactly. And they are really, yeah, these people are irritating me. I don't mean to be cussing. And y'all know I don't even be talking like them like this, but they pissing me off. Like I'm getting screenshot after screenshot. I don't care. Unsubscribe. Y'all done took the fun out
You're
of the
welcome,
shit
Roz.
anyway. Y'all took the fun out of it anyway. I'm not choosing nobody's side, but as mothers, I don't like when nobody talk about kids, period. But deceased, that's the ultimate bottom of the barrel, some bullshit. I can't rock like that. Those were the only comments I deleted. So whoever's running back, lying and saying all this stuff, I don't care.
Bronx,
Rob
wait, let
don't
me
like
read this
Candace. I
NC
don't
Diva.
care.
Let me read NC Diva because she a kind of what is it called? A dork. She kind of pig-headed. She said, Bronx, you can't talk. You had to make. I had 2 pages running at the same time. What are you talking about? The other one was monetized close to 3,000. This one is in the process of being monetized too. What are you saying, dummy? You know, you stupid. I'm going to talk to you like that because I seen you coming here from day one with your stupidity. You don't have like a grasp on your intellect. Like if you're going to come over here and represent Sweet Tea in my chat, you need to have some type of respect because I will not let, and I have not let nobody that I know that's close to me go over there and disrespect her. You know what I mean? And if they did, I put their ass in check. You better believe me. Okay, if anybody that I know personally went over there to Sweet Tea chat and disrespected her, I brought it up and I spoke about it. So NT Diva, you could suck a dick. Okay, that's all you could do is suck a dick. That's what you do, you dummy. You coming over
People need
here?
to replay stuff for themselves before they start speaking on it, because there's multiple lives going on and they're lying. But y'all weird.
Okay, listen, and then listen. Let me tell you something. Wait. Okay, here go Rosalind.
Sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. My phone had powered off. But Candace, I'm glad you're here,
Block that
sweetie.
hoe. Yeah, I'm gonna block that hoe. Go
I
ahead.
never, I never said, Candace. You know, we had a mutual understanding. You went
Roz, I
about
never
this.
heard you say nothing negative
Yeah,
about me. I never
I have
did.
nothing but respect for you because when you said that you were leaving the sister circle, I told you okay. When we had the conversation, we went on. We have never had another discussion after that. I received a cash app for the backpacks back. You know, you said don't do the promotion. We haven't even took it any further, right? I don't have any ill feelings
Exactly.
toward. I haven't. I don't have any ill feelings towards you whatsoever. I actually respect that it didn't turn into something more because I went through a lot when I did try to say I'm a part ways with people. But you and Bronx are two people that I put space between us, but it didn't turn into a cat fight, right? So I don't have any ill will towards you.
None. I don't have anything ill against you either. And whether I'm Rod
Okay.
Squad or not, I don't care
Hmm.
whose son it is. Talking about the
Yeah.
deceased, that's just disgusting. I
Yeah.
just can't do it.
Yeah.
It is disgusting.
And then I've seen in the comments somebody was saying that I talked ill about Sharita's husband and I talked about Tanya's baby. I felt so bad when I responded to Tanya making the statement about her going to see her son and I could never see mine again. I did hit low and I did apologize for that. And I felt bad. And I even had to go to God about it because I allowed my emotions to lead me and I didn't like that, right? And far as Sharita's husband, I only made a statement that the children were getting benefits on behalf of him passing, but I never talked ill about him passing. And all my videos are still up, you guys. Like I try not to speak ill of the deceased. When people take me there, I really try to refrain from that. So that's not true. Whoever just made that comment.
Yeah, they're gonna make up a lot of scenarios and different things. To let me tell you something, Roz and Candace and whoever here. You know that's why I wish Roz and Sweet Tea on different platforms, different times will go and talk about how you would meet people behind the scenes that would try to start shit between the content creators. Roz was on top. Roz was a
Hmm.
big fish. Roz is known. People thought me and Roz was talking and emailing each other and talking on the phone, and
Mm-mm.
they tried to play me against you, Roz. I'm telling you, a
Yeah.
different day was a different scenario and a different technique for me to
No,
go
I know.
against
I
you.
see how it go. I know how that goes, right? But this is why I say it's very important as content creators. If you don't verify the information, be slow to respond, right?
Okay,
Don't
yeah.
let the audience tell you something and you haven't verified it for yourself. People get in my chat and say, "Oh, Coco said B and Z," and you know, I'll say, "Let me go watch his video because so I'll know how to respond," right? Instead of me just responding right then and there, just go fact check. Just go check it out so that when you come, because some people are here, like we got to be real, you guys. Some people are here just to keep things going. You know,
And I'm
that's
talking,
what they
and
do.
I'm just talking about people. Me speaking on the phone, trying to listen. If I was a grimy ass person and cared about like getting views, and I could just I never recorded anyone or did any of that. If you do, you do. Whoever. I'm just saying, like, just you being a bug or a fly on the wall, Roz, having
Mhm.
conversations about Roz and how close they may have thought we were, or if I don't get a message back to Roz, this is going to happen. This is behind the scenes of people trying to
Oh
play us
wow.
against each other. Or Roz, I'm trying to take over Roz sector, or I'm trying to snake Roz. I'm gonna let Roz listen. I don't erase nothing just because people vanish messages. That don't mean they're gone. I don't feel like
Yeah.
I should have to put out messages like people do because I shouldn't have to do that. But what I'm trying to say to you, Roz, is that you know how many attempts were made for me to turn against you,
Mm.
behind the scenes. Many attempts
Yeah.
were made for me to
Yeah.
turn against you. I wasn't falling for it. I would never fall for it. It was many attempts made behind the scenes for me to turn against Sweet Tea. That's not going to happen at all.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, and
Yeah.
and people say one thing about Roz, they say another thing about Roz, or they think me and you talking and I got the like up close and personal information. I'm letting you know now, and in this chat nobody could turn me against Roz. Whatever Roz and me have disagreements, it wasn't that nasty for me and her to tear each other eyes out. No, it wasn't like that. Okay. And
Mm-mm.
Sweet Tea need to know that the people that's surrounding her, the people that's trying to now get close to her, were told personally, back up off of Sweet Tea. And that is a 100% fact. Because, see, I'm not a fake bitch. I'm not a phony bitch. I don't do none of that. People will talk to me about everything that I don't want to talk about just to see if I have a difference of opinion. And one thing I stand my ground on, and one thing I'll tell you, Roz, is you were always the main topic of a lot of conversations. And I did not let anyone manipulate me or even gaslight me into thinking that I would go against Roz. You have people calling me, telling me, "Oh, Roz said this about you. Roz said that about you. Da 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 da." So what? Like I didn't. I just want you to know, Roz, that this is how
Yeah.
it is, for
Yeah,
real,
I
for
know.
real.
Yeah, I do. I do. I know it. I know it. But I mean, it happens to everybody. And I'm not here to say who you should like and who you don't like. Like, I'm not. That's one thing. People need to release all that control and power that they want to have over others and just let people be and do what they're going to do, right? Either
Right,
you gravitate to what they're saying and you kind of you feel it and you go with, and you attend what they're saying, or you say this is not the channel for me and you just fall back, right? It's like it's a personal choice. And I had a panel with my daughter and we was talking about choices, things being our choice. I have a choice to ignore, I have a choice to respond, I have a choice to let people get in my ear. Like, I like to be the judge of my of character myself. I'm not, as when you get to be an adult, it's not like we're in school anymore. Just because you have a friend that I don't like don't mean that I have to stop being your friend. Like, it's okay. I just wish that everybody would kind of like enjoy the platforms that they enjoy and don't watch the platforms that they don't enjoy. You know what I'm saying? So we could just keep everything moving forward.
right. No, I
Can I
understand.
say this, Bronx, so I can drop
Yes,
down? I'm taking my
yes.
baby to school. I'm sorry. I
Okay,
just want to say one time, for the last time, and the final time. I don't have a side for the
thank
people
you.
that's running from chat to chat. I don't have a side.
Hmm.
I'm not picking no Roz, no Sharita, no. I don't have nothing to do with it. I have nothing to
Hmm.
do with it whatsoever. I don't have a problem with Roz. I don't have a problem with Sharita. When Sharita's talking or whatever, whoever's talking about anybody's kids, I don't listen. When they talk about her
Hmm.
son, I don't partake. I don't
Right.
listen. But I'm not
Hmm.
picking a side. I don't have nothing to do with this. So to have people unsubscribe and do all this for me because I'm modding for Bronx, y'all weird. Y'all fucking weird. And if y'all unsubscribe, please do. I don't care about it no more.
And
Y'all
you
then
know
took
what,
the
Candace?
fun
If
out of
people,
YouTube.
yeah, if people, and that's the point you have to get to, right? Because people want to try to hold you, um put you on this, you got to do this for me else you're not going to get my support. Well, if support come with conditions, I don't want it.
Right.
If
Absolutely.
it comes with all
Absolutely.
that, I buy, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, don't let me be my free self. Cause again, that's like being a dictator. Like, I'ma be free in this free world to do what I want to do, and you're not gonna tell me that you're not gonna support me if I don't move to the tune of your beat. Like, I don't want, like, that's the people that you want to go. You know, like that's
Absolutely.
it works out for you. So you thank them and send and tell them to have a nice day.
Candace,
Like,
you
it's
see this comment?
ridiculous.
Kissed by the
I
Sun. I'm
don't see
sorry,
any
Ross.
comments. What
It
it say?
says, I read it. Kissed by the Sun, I'm gonna read your comment because I know everyone got stuff to do, so we'll bring to close in a itty bit. So she said, Bronx, it's been said in the streets that you sent sourpuss to YouTube. Is that true? I don't understand. How can I send anyone? Where did I find her? Why would I send anyone? Anyone got into this sector freely. There's no secret passageway to enter the sector. I don't know who I would even begin to speak to go and find people to come to YouTube. I have people that ask me about YouTube. And like, I don't know if you want to go where it's comfortable, where your lane is. Like, sending someone to YouTube to do what? They make up any little bitty things. There's a lot of shit that has been said, and a lot of people try to play me and Sweet Tea against each other behind the scenes, and a lot of people give misinformation, especially about Roz and Sweet Tea was the two main topics. At one point in time, they was like, "Oh, they thought I was a plant, a mole. I wasn't at all." One particular person I was not going to speak about YouTube with, and I meant that. Now if I was a vicious person, dealing like people, the Jezebel, the vampire, uh, she's not the worst of them all, but she have a part in it. And I don't care what I
Mhm.
say from this day forward. Whoever take whatever they take and whatever they say, I don't care. You send someone to do what? Okay, sourpuss, whoever you want to call her, Sweet Tea, has a mind of her own. She's intelligent. She thinks for herself. She don't need nobody to send her. Where would I go find someone to send anybody? But what I will say is that a lot of people try to like get me to go against Roz or drop information in my ear that wasn't true. You know how much shit that was said about a lot of people in my ear that they wanted me to speak on, and I'm like, nah, I'm not going there. I'm not. I don't care what you say. I'm not going there. Or
I just this is some. I'll just say when you speak on people, not to cut you off. Just have a reason for it, right? Like, I don't have to get up. I'll get up here and I've been tending to fights. But when you decide that you want to do content, or you want to do a reaction, or you want to speak on something, I just say give the explanation to what made it, what put it on your heart to do so, right? Instead of being messy and just doing it out of spite, just have a reason for your delivery. If
right.
you get it, Bronx, like, people
Yes.
can want you to be messy, people can want you to fight with somebody, but if you don't deem the conversation worthy, then it's your choice to have it or not. Sometimes we are going to react to things that we see on the internet. Like, we're
Yes.
gonna it's gonna be conversational worthy, so it's okay, but at the same time, explain to your supporters, the people that love you, why you felt it was of importance to have a conversation. That's what I try to do. I'm just giving you the advice on what I try to do, because I don't want to come out and just attack people. Sometimes they take me there. Like, I was just seeing a commentary. She has a lot to say that I spoke on kids. I spoke on Tree's kids because she came for my grandbabies. She just stated the other day that she thought that my grandson was appearing to be gay. And like I said, I don't care if he wanted to be a monkey for the day and wanted to hop around the house all day. I'm gonna embrace him and love him no matter what. That was my answer to her. So I have hit low. I have hit low, dealing with, coming from an emotional place and letting myself get in the way of my better judgment. But I will stand and hold myself accountable for when I have done so. I am far from perfect, but moving forward, I'm trying to, move on to do what I got to do. And not because all these people are coming for me, because I feel like it's a waste of my time and it's taking
Right.
my focus off what I came to talk about.
Honestly, yeah, I agree. I know what this Kiss by the Sun. I know what you're talking about. So I want to clear this up, and I know that
That's my
see,
girl, Kiss by the Sun. What
I
she
know
say?
that
I can't see her.
no, but she hit the she's saying some things that I know. I know what you're saying, Kiss by the Sun, and I'm glad that you said that because I know that you ain't getting no facts wrong. So
Hmm.
when Roz, so to speak, came on my panel and there was an open spot. I took the opportunity. I gained traction off of Roz and I gained traction off Latrice. That was an open spot. I took the opportunity. I felt like that
Yeah.
spot that Roz passed off was like a neutral platform and it was a good spot to have. And I was like, coming, I'm like, I don't want to deal with this shit. A lot of this bullshit that's going online is crazy and I don't even want to be in tune and I don't want to have no part of it. So when Sweet Tea was coming in, people were telling me, oh, there's a new sheriff in town, Sweet Tea. She taking them all by storm. She want to talk about DJ and that's what she did. She was talking about DJ. And I said, I just didn't want to leave that spot open. And I felt like Sweet Tea was the person to come warm up the spot because I wanted to take my channel in a different direction. What was the sense of it just being there? And it was a good opportunity to take. Whether she filled the spot to my liking or not, it was still there. Like warm up the spot. I know exactly what you're talking about. Excuse me, Kissed by the Sun. It was on a live, and I asked her, "Listen, I'm about to shut this page down. Do you want to come in and do you want to take this spot because it's a spot? Do you see where she's at now with her spot? It's a spot. It has always been a spot. No one is. Roz did not pass it off to just anybody, and I made it into a neutral spot. And I said, "Listen, I don't know no one else but Sweet Tea because she came in my chat. She was supporting me, and she was a decent supporter. So I understand where you're coming from with that comment, Kiss by the Sun. So I know it's not just made up. I know people play telephone, and when it get to the end of the message, it get lost in translation. So you're not lying about that, So I took because I had this page as a backup alter ego perspective while I had Bronx Girl. It wasn't like, oh my goodness, I just discovered this page's been up since 2021 of November. So I understand where you're coming from, but it wasn't like that. No, I didn't go recruit anyone. I didn't go look for anyone. And originally when Sweet Tea was doing commentary, she was doing commentary on Disc Jockey, Porky Pig. So that didn't last too long, and she just took it in a different direction. But like,
Yeah, it went left. We watched how that go left because she came in, said she had information. She showed up on Sharita's platform. I was associated with Sharita, so she kind of ended up in my comments. I didn't know her. I didn't get the opportunity to watch any of her videos, so I did not want to stand next to her, right? So I distanced myself, and I told Sharita to figure out who she was, what it was about, because, when you are giving out vouching for people, you want to be able to say that you have watched this person, you've seen this
right.
person, you have some input on this person. I didn't have that. And since Sharita was, had got in where I was at, was over with me, and she came to Sharita, she kind of got in over here with us too. So I wanted to know who she was. So since we couldn't find out who she was
You
and
still
what
here,
it was
Roz?
her channel was about,
She probably got cut
um,
off.
huh? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? What happened?
Please
Can
relay
you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, so anyway, I didn't know her, didn't couldn't find out who she was, so she got upset, and I became her content. And I was just saying that I wasn't going to vouch for somebody that I never had seen anything that they had talked about.
So you talking about Sweet Tea that day she came
Yeah.
into the live?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is how we get to this point today.
Yes,
Because
please, please.
I asked Sharita to not bring people on because people was trying to get next to Sharita to get next to me. And I
Mm-hmm.
was just like, I didn't want that because was being nice to Sharita. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Introducing her. So I was just like being, very selective about who I introduced. So we had that conversation, I was like, well, Sharita, if you can't find out who she is, let's just separate ourselves from her, because now I didn't brought you over here with me, and I wouldn't have cared if Sharita would have hooked up her on her own and they would have left me out the equation, right? So when I made that decision, Sweet Tea got upset, and I've been her content ever since.
'Cause I remember you saying in that live, I'll listen to it because I listen to you because I feel like, you logical thinker. And you did say, and I don't have a problem. I thought it was a piece of advice that many people could take trying to become a content creator. You said, just sit back and listen. And sometimes it pays to sit back and listen and watch how the show
Yes.
goes. I remember
Yes.
that live, because I heard bits and pieces of it.
My
You was on
phone.
a live that day. Is that the same day that you was there on a live, excuse me, and Sharita was on a live and Sweet Tea was trying to come up to the panel and you told them
Yes.
this was, I
Yes.
remember
Yes.
that live. I
Yes.
remember that live and you did lay it out on the line and a lot of people probably misconstrue what you said and get it twisted, but I don't think you was being like authoritarian. I just thought what you said was honest. Just
It was
sit
my
back
honest
and
truth. I don't
listen.
know her.
Yeah,
I don't like how she came in. It felt kind of forced, and I was like, I didn't want her next to me. Now, and
right.
I was, and it's just, but it's crazy because people think, and this is what I don't get. People think that, okay, well, I'm gonna come and I'm gonna stand next to Roz, and then I'm gonna build a platform, and then I'm gonna pull her supporters over here because Roz is saying that I'm a good person, but you still gotta show the people that you're a good person. Like, I'm not in
No,
everybody's mind, you know what I'm saying? But this is a game that they play to get to where they want to get fast, right? And then it
in
be
her
those
own
two, just like with Sharita. Sharita have a lot of people that started off with me, but now
right.
they're over there with her. But they wouldn't even knew who she was if I didn't bring her in my space, right? Like, it's just it's weird. You just have to really protect your space. You have
I
to really
agree.
be careful who you keep company with because it can turn around and be your worst nightmare.
It's
Like,
true. That is absolutely true. And you are 100% correct. And people are just in it to be nosy, to get close to you so they could build the page and use you. I'm not,
yes,
and this
yes.
is the facts. I'm not saying that's what Sweet Tea did. I'm not going to say that, but you feel how
Well,
you
we
feel.
don't know. We can only assume. I'm not gonna say it either, but I'm just saying I tried to separate myself because
Right.
I felt like it was she kind of inserted herself over there, and I didn't like how that happened. I didn't like how it felt, and I had to speak on it. So I spoke on it
We
and I
losing
moved on
Rod.
about my business. Yeah. Can you
You
hear
should
me,
take,
Bronx?
I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay, I don't know what keeps going on,
You
honey. I
going, yeah,
guess
you
that's
just,
my way of telling me that this live is just about over. I don't
okay.
know, honey.
No, it's
But
okay. But I do think that Roz, you're gonna have a little uphill battle because of course you're growing and that's expected, and people are
mhm.
going to you. I feel like you should give the only person what they want at a time where they least expect it, and that's Jezebel. She wants you so bad that she could taste you in her blood. Are
Who
you
is
going to show
Jezebel? Who
the
is
lipstick
that?
lady?
Oh, I would never. I would never. It's right. I look at her the same way I look at the little handman thing. Like, I would never. I would never. Like, some people can hang it up. Like, we'll never have a conversation online, offline, in space, out of space. Like, I just will never talk to these people. The list is getting longer. Like, the next person that that I have to, if I notice a platform and I like what they're saying, I will always bring it back to the Raw Squad and say, hey, you guys, it's this channel. I think it's amazing. You guys go check it out. Tell me if you like it. Like the dude Joe Baker. I mean, he's a little animated, but I like how he delivers stories. He doesn't know me from a can of paint. He's actually bigger than me, right? But I'm telling Raw Squad, like, I like this
I
guy.
know
You guys want entertainment, go watch him. He's worth watching, right?
I know you coming in and out, Roz. I just thought that you probably
Okay,
would give
okay. Well,
give her
let me
what you.
go.
Okay,
I love this
I
conversation. I
loved it
love
too.
you,
Thank
Rob
you.
Squad. I have a very important appointment today, but I will see you guys as soon as I get back. We will have a reaction later on today, you guys. I love
Okay,
you
bye.
guys. Have a
Thank
good
you, Ross, for
day.
coming.
Oh,
Thank
you're
you for
welcome,
coming.
Bronx.
Okay,
Okay,
you're
bye
welcome
bye.
at any time. Bye.
Bye
Listen,
bye.
subscribers and spectators and whomever, supporters, bushwatchers, podcast listeners, replay game. Listen, I am going to be who I am. Like, words don't disarm me, they don't hurt me. It just doesn't do it. I know a lot of people probably dig until they dig until they did. Let them dig. But I will say this before I end the live, that I have nothing personal against Sweet Tea. I just think she should be mindful of who she have around her. She got people that will try to get closer just based on her position alone. Okay, and that's what's going to happen. And the people that's surrounding you and the people that are around you, you need to listen to me thoroughly. That they don't have your best interests at heart. You know, they don't. They know that you bring in numbers. They know that you bring in views. That they not doing the same thing for their channel. So you need to take a neutral stance. You'll be safer that way. And that's what I think I'm going to have to say about that, because after this, a lot of things get thrown in the air. And I'm glad Kiss by the Sun brought that up. You know, I'm not going to even get into the details of what went on behind the scenes, but I know, Sweet Tea, you, if anybody, I told them, let's respect Sweet Tea and her chat. And I'm going to keep it 100 about that. I am Nutri and nothing to do with these beefs. I am Bronx Mod. This is her platform. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Candace, you good. You're gonna lose some, you win some. Take the bitter with the sweet. You know, don't take it personal. You know, but that's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna lose some supporters too. You know, I just want me and Sweet Tea and Roz to have a mutual understanding, mutual respect amongst each other with our supporters. My supporters, my true and genuine supporters, should not ever go into Sweet Tea chat and disrespect her and throw up the Braveheart sign. You know, Sweet Tea know that people call her Sweet Tea sourpuss, and they have questions about her, but to disrespect her, that's not going to happen. And I just can't allow that to happen. Hey, cutie sweets, how are you? How you doing? Thank you for coming by and showing your support. I appreciate you. Thank you, Dion. Dion said this is a nice live. I appreciate that. I do want to bring the best. Now, if I have to go downright dirty, a lot of people, Sweet Tea, one thing before I go. If I was like a fake ass, phony ass person, I would tell you to stand to the side and watch me have all those people that support you tear each other down. They will scratch each other and they will that's like what's been told to me to get up in the air. Tell me anything that you heard that I've said about you in a negative way. Maybe I've said Sweet Tea go too far her commentary, she could dial it back, or she lost her momentum. That's the only thing I ever said about you. Okay. Um, that woman sit on your live and curse the whole time. Haku, what woman? Mm, 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 mm. I love this chat for listening. I have an announcement to make. I did get monetized, but I haven't turned it on yet. I did get monetized. When I apply for monetization, it would be at the right point. It goes to show you that you what you want. If it's something that you want, you work hard for it. And I work hard. I worked hard, and I'm working hard to maintain this channel. And that's it, and that's all. So thank you for listening to my insight and my perspective. I know that people will have questions. Drop it in the comment. This live went a little bit too long for me, but so thank you for the participants. Thank you to Roz. Thank you to Candace. Thank you, Kiss by the Sun, for just throwing that question up in the air. I'm pretty sure Sweet Tea saw it to one of her supporters. I appreciate y'all guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Congratulations, Brox. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, I have been eligible. Excuse me, I have been eligible to be monetized, and that's a good feeling. Something you work at from the ground up. This was a backup page, and this was a page that I turned into another platform. And once a month, we'll do different things just to show them that we are versatile over here. Okay. So Sorry. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Where's Kiss by the Sun? Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, Charmel. Thank you, Jersey Girl. Thank you, True. Thank you, everyone. And I hope the people that's waiting to get monetized, you do your dirty work, or you do what you got to do to get monetized. You know, don't worry about me and what I'm doing, or if I'm doing it the right or wrong way. I do it the way I see fit, and you should do it the way you see fit also. Everybody is different. Everybody's, I don't know. You know what I mean. Everybody's different. So, with that being said, I'm going to log off. Okay, I'm gonna log off and let them sit on that. This page has been monetized, not officially, but I'm eligible to apply for it. So they thought about me. Second time around. Bye. Thank you. Oh